Okay. I think we are back live again. I have no idea. Let us know if we're live. If we're not live, we're just talking.
Yep.
We're talking about being live.
Yes, we are.
Let's see. Let's see if we're live. Doesn't say we're live. Are we live? Are we here? Is anyone here? There's no one watching. What the heck is going on?
I don't know. We are here.
All right,
Hey.
we're back.
Welcome. Welcome.
I don't know what happened. For anyone that's watching or has been watching, I have no idea. But we're back.
We're back.
We're here in Rhode Island. Rhode Island's, yesterday was Friday the 13th.
Yes.
I was expecting something to occur yesterday, not today.
Oh.
But apparently the ghosts of Rhode Island's past are messing with us this morning. So we'll start again. So Mateo Quintero here, who missed practice.
Yes, he did.
He's starting off with a turkey.
Yes. And we'll review the pattern again. This is the short pattern, which is 38 feet, approximately 27 mils. This is what we call a medium pattern, which means
Schmedium.
not too short and not too long. And the key to bowling on the shorter patterns is, one, if you watch where the bowler's feet are. They're further to the right. Everybody thinks because it's a short pattern and the balls hook a lot that you need to stand to the left and throw to the right. And that's not exactly the case. Basically, you want to stand to the right and go up toward the break point. Now, your higher rev rate players are going to try to attack the edge of the lane. Rule of 31 states you want to try to aim for the 7 board. But with the higher rev rates, you can get the ball a little bit wider. But it's all about the angle through the front part of the lane. That's what's going to have you have the best chance of trying to score. Once you get the pocket lined up, then everything from that point forward is all about finding which ball carries. And what you'll see on these medium patterns is you're going to see a lot of urethane to start. And then once the pattern breaks down a little bit, then you're going to, step up into reactive equipment. This center characteristics have the heads are problematic after the pattern breaks down a little bit. So you may see the bowlers make large moves. And that'll be true for all 3 patterns, is that you'll see versatility for the players. So this house hosts a ton of tournaments. So PBA, PWBA, NEBA. So there's a lot of tournaments that this house hosts. And you can see that the pattern is going to break down in an interesting way.
Good rundown, Mike. That was very good. Well done. We'll run down the youth bowlers again. I apologize. If you were watching earlier, you may have already heard this, but the bowlers we're watching, we have Josh Weems here on lane 49, Brian Talbot. We also have Jaden Ng, Mateo Quintero, Mel Sim, and Landon. What's Landon's last name? Saint
Angelo.
Angelo, yes.
Landon St. Angelo.
Sorry, the screen, you guys can see, I have it in the frame. It is very white, so it's a little difficult to. But East Providence Lanes has been amazing so far.
Yes.
They have been Michael, who's here with us. It's Mike and Mike this weekend. Mike and Mike on the morning bolt yesterday.
Yes,
Mike and Mike. It's the Mike and Mike show.
It is.
Mike has been fantastic.
Yes.
And he's been taking care of all the youth bowlers and the families. He's full of recommendations for Rhode Island. He is big on tournaments. We're going to make sure he comes into the live stream booth at some point. And he even made the screen. Look, it's like is he listening?
He's listening. That's what we like about Mike. He's got his eyes, ears, and fingers on the pulse of the tournament.
Oh my goodness! Well, and I will say that the SYC, we are so lucky because so many places want the SYC to come to the bowling center, but we love when we go to a bowling center and it feels like they're part of the SYC team, right? And that's what it feels like this weekend. Michael Sedona is with us. He's in it. He wants the families to have a great time. He understands tournaments. He is great. So shout out to East Providence Lanes.
Yep, Mike and his staff do a really good job. They've been on top of everything that we've needed so far this weekend. So it's, props to Mike and the staff here. They've really been on top of everything.
All right, I'm going to do this little camera. Let's see if we like this camera angle, too, while the other bowlers. I know Landon is up on lane 40 or 50. We'll come back to him. Keegan Alexander, Team USA member, throws a shot, leaves a 10-pin. Good shot, though. Yep,
good shot. He's been cycling through different bowling balls to try to find the reaction that gets him the best carry.
Yeah, Landon here is throwing a fever pitch, which is a little vintage storm bowling ball.
Absolutely.
You know who I know will be jealous of this fever pitch is Alex Crawley, who's bowling on 51 and 52.
Yeah.
Alex loved the fever pitch. That was his favorite bowling ball.
Very nice.
So I don't know if he still has one. I'll have to ask him.
Very cool.
Here's Brian. Is it? Oh, is it?
Braylon.
Braylon. All right, Braylon. We have a little typo on the score sheet. Braylon gets a bad break.
Yes.
Little split there.
Yep.
I see Mr. Ryan Schultz on 48. You know him.
Yes. Yes, Ryan's a really good bowler from the Baltimore, Washington area.
I jinxed him.
You
I'm
did.
jinxing everyone today. Man.
The Black Cloud is back. Blair Black Cloud.
In case you missed me, here I am. Who misses a little Black Cloud?
Yeah, Ryan got off to a good start. Started with the front three, and then he's gone split. So you can easily say the lanes are going to go into transition kind of quick. If you look on all the pairs right around us right now, you're going to see splits, 3-6-10s, 3-6-9-10s for the right-handers. On 47, you see a 2-7. So that's telling you that the ball's starting to break high. So the question is, how fast can we adjust?
Here's Jaden Ing. Man, look at that form. Okay, I cannot talk about the bowlers. I'm going to sit over here in silence. These kids are going to come back and be like, Blair, get out of the booth.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have enough people here this weekend. I can, I'll just leave.
No.
How's that?
But the bowlers are starting to move, but now you're starting to see some lighter carries as well, or some lighter leaves. Mateo with that, what we call a swish 7 or a light 7.
Yeah. You know what? If I was Mateo, though, he has gone turkey. Unfortunately, Mateo's a very good spare shooter.
10-pin, 10-pin.
10-pin, 10-pin, open. But he, honestly, he's in the pocket.
Yep.
Make your spares, and you got a good
There
game
we go.
going. There we go. We got a spare.
And the crowd erupts.
They did.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Mel here, spare 4-bagger, stepping up. I'm embracing my Black Cloud today. Mel, MJ, you got this. MJ, you're gonna beat me. Beat the Black Cloud.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, in Kelly's seminar yesterday, there was a parent who asked, "How can I get my youth bowler to play the gutter on the short pattern?" And she said, "Don't tell him not to be afraid of the gutter."
Yep.
So your gutters are going to happen on the short pattern.
Yep.
Oh, MJ
very
beat the
nice.
cloud.
MJ, nice shot.
Good job, MJ.
Really nice shot. Yeah, I tell my youth bowlers the same thing. When I first learned to bowl on sport and we were on patterns that required you to play toward the edge, I threw as many gutter balls as it took to keep it on the lane, and then I figured it out from there. Once one stayed up, I knew the alignment I needed, but I tell my youth bowlers the same thing. Don't be afraid to throw it in the gutter. That's going to teach you how to what alignment you need, what ball path you need to get there. So, 47 and 48 after 2 splits. Ryan Schultz made an adjustment, high flush. Keegan still looking, but got away with a Brooklyn. So.
All right, I'm pulling up our bios.
Cool.
I'm not sure. Sometimes the bowlers fill it out. Sometimes they don't. I did say at this event I wanted to do a giveaway for anyone who filled out their bio, but then I forgot.
Okay.
We still could, though. It's still early in the tournament.
That is true.
Mr. Talbot did not fill out a bio. I'm not calling you out, but you didn't. Jaden did, and he's stepping up next. We know a little bit about these two bowlers, Joss and Mateo. They are buddies. They're like the fun. It's like bowling. And this happens to other bowlers. Like Xavier Newell comes to mind, where he's made a best buddy that doesn't live where he lives. Joss and Mateo are that way, right? Joss lives in Chicago, Illinois. Mateo lives in Nashville, just outside of Nashville, Smyrna, Tennessee. And they are like brothers. That's how close they are. And they met through bowling. And it's just great. It's great to see friendships form. And
yep. Yeah, these guys are communicating with each other on a daily basis and challenging each other with their league scores and tournament scores.
I do have a bio for Mr. Jaden, who's up.
Very nice.
Jaden is 15 years old. He's from SYC, New York. Home bowling center. And I apologize if I pronounce the cities wrong. I'm not from this area, and I probably will.
SYC. It's okay.
Is it SYC?
Yeah, it's SYC.
Okay. All right. But here, my East Coaster is here. He's here for me for at least a game. I need Kelly next. Kelly, come and pronounce the cities. Harold Lanes in New Hyde Park. Favorite pro bowler, Jason Belmonte. It's a good one.
That is a good
one. He loves meeting new people from all over the country who also enjoy bowling. He loves trying new bowling balls. He placed second at the PB3 this past summer. He also, his favorite bowling achievement is that he loves seeing that every year his average gets better and he's more competitive in every tournament he joins.
Very cool.
He can solve Rubik's Cubes and do backflips.
Very cool.
I can't do either of those things.
I cannot do either, but I have seen multiple Rubik's Cubes this weekend.
Yeah, it is definitely in the bowling world, it is back. Rubik's Cubes. Maybe we should get Rubik's Cubes to be a sponsor of the SYC.
That would be cool. That would be neat.
I'm going to work on that.
I like that.
That's a fantastic. Okay, so this weekend I need to find Jaden and Joss. I know they have Rubik's Cubes. Anyone else in the chat, if your child has a Rubik's Cube, tell them to find me this weekend.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to work on this.
Yes, I was doing check-in yesterday, and there were two of our entrants were actually doing the Rubik's Cube while they were in line waiting to get their bowling balls in their swag bag. So it was kind of cool.
That's fantastic.
And one of them was talking to somebody else while he's doing his Rubik's Cube. So I'm like, all right, that's next level.
All right, the next time Jaden's up, I'm going to read his shout-out because it's fantastic. But Joss Weems just left a lot of pins.
Yes, he did.
He got 4.
4.
Okay, Joss. He could pick it up, though.
Oh, he can.
I believe it.
Got a chance. Oh!
And the hands go up and everything. That was fantastic. Good job, Joss.
The conversion.
Man.
Nicely done.
Okay. All right, Joss, let's get more than 4 on your next first ball.
More than 4.
All right, here's Jaden. Jaden would like to send a shout-out to his inspiration and the man who taught him how to bowl, his grandpa. He also wants to say all of his friends and family who cheer him on. Special shout-out to Uncle Marlon at 12 in the Row Pro Shop, Tommy DeLutz, Justin Bone, and Arthur for guiding me along the way, and his bowling family, Coach Tim and Coach Mel, and his squad, MJ and Jake, and the rest of the Long Island boys. That's awesome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's a great shout-out.
Oh, apparently that leave,
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie Alexander in the chat says that Kyle Sherman called that grandma's teeth when Keegan left that in Wisconsin. Yeah, I could see that. Brady's hands just went up because his ball did something he didn't understand. Even the science kid can be fooled.
Mm-hmm. The hardest part about bowling is you cannot see the oil in the lane.
True that.
So you have to judge it by how well did I make that shot, and did my ball really do that? The key is understanding what the adjustment is. What is the lane asking you to do? Each lane is a puzzle, and the goal is, how do I figure out the puzzle? How do I solve the puzzle?
See, now we're coming up with slogans for Rubik's Cube.
It is.
Here, if anyone knows anyone from Rubik's Cube, let them know. I'm going to be sending them an email.
But tell you, with the message, you're taking out the 4-pin on a high shot. MJ's back in the strikes.
Man,
very
MJ.
Nice. Very nice.
MJ just keeps getting bigger. I mean, better. Not bigger and better. Yeah. He has gotten taller, but
yeah.
need more coffee.
One of the neat parts about working the SYCs, and I work a lot of the East Coast SYCs, is if I see a bowler that I haven't seen in a couple of months, the growth spurts are obvious to me. They'll walk by and they're a half a head taller, and it's like, okay, congratulations, growth spurt. And one of the hardest things to deal with youth bowlers is growth spurts.
Absolutely.
Because their arms are longer, their legs are longer, and they don't always grow at an even rate. So their timing all of a sudden changes. And Mr. Ryan Schultz on 47 just made the 1-2-4-6-7, so he got a 5 count and made the spare. And that's one of the hardest things to manage a bowler through, and this is especially for parents actually in all sports, is growth spurts are hard. And it's just, trying to focus on the technique. If a bowler already has good balance, it's not as hard to get through the growth spurt. But, we see it all the time. Bowlers that pull up at the foul line or they foul, and it basically their legs are longer and they ran out of room.
Yeah.
So the common adjustment, hey, back up 2 inches or 3 inches, and all of a sudden everything gets back into time.
It's funny because I was just, you speak of growth spurts, and it goes to mechanics, the physical game, everything, but also the fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hank started working with a new youth bowler at home, and she needed a fit change, but she was bowling the SYC, and he said, I'm not going to change your fit right before a tournament, but the first thing that we'll do when you come back is change your fit. So it is tough when you have youth bowlers that are competitive and in tournaments every weekend. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, one of the things that we do, especially, there's Joss.
Joss is a spare shooter this morning.
Yes, he is. Making all the crazies. But one of the things we do with the youth bowlers, especially around Junior Gold, which is the big tournament of the year, is we try not to make any grip changes or any major physical changes with a month to go, because we want them to have their physical games and how the ball feels on their hand locked in. Now, the second they get home from Junior Gold, yes, we'll adjust fits as needed, but we really want them to have their everything. As they say in golf, all the feels need to be consistent when they go off to a major tournament like Junior Gold or Team USA trials.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I had a bowler who went from 5'8" to 6'2" in the period of just over a year, and we went through multiple fits, span changes, and he would get taller and skinnier, and then he would build muscle back. And then he would get taller and skinnier, and then he would build muscle back. So his hand kept changing, his span kept changing, and his flexibilities would change. So we were rolling with him for the longest time. And then we switched to two-handed, and everything got really easy fast because it's much easier to adjust because there's no spans, really, with the two-hander. So it's just pitches.
Good advice, Mike. Mike's bringing the knowledge this morning. He got enough coffee, apparently.
And more was just delivered. So,
cheers to Kelly.
Hey,
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. But yeah, one of the things that I talked to my parents about is just to keep an eye on the calendar and the changes. And it's there's lots of new balls coming out all the time. And in that situation, we don't put a new grip in one ball and not change all the rest. So, my job as a coach is to also manage the family budget because they're paying a lot of money for entry fees and travel and chicken tenders and
yeah.
and so we want to make sure that the bowlers have the positive experience, but also make sure everything can be managed successfully.
Absolutely. All right, here is Mr. Jaden again.
Yep.
As Joss continues his fair game.
Yep. Just made just a traditional single pin.
Yeah, it wasn't as exciting. Come on, Joss. Keep the excitement up.
Trick shots. Nothing but trick shots. Mr. Elliot Gordon on lane 51 just struck. Once again, transition. 3 strikes, then a couple of shots that were through the nose, a little high, and pick the game back up. Got some decent scores. Game 1 is always interesting because they get the practice on the pair, and then the pattern breaks down a little bit, and then they go to the next pair. And the next pair is always where we find out which players can adapt quicker to what was done to that pair. That's the fun part. Short patterns are always more difficult when you go pair to pair. Long patterns, the oil is longer, it holds up better, and it's much easier to figure out which way to go. Mr. Ryan Schultz just went from purple hammer to reality. So that's going from one end of the scale to the other.
No kidding. Wow, he must have saw something out there.
Yep.
And he struck.
Now, one of the things that we'll tell you is that is a viable play on a short pattern is to use a much stronger bowling ball with a strong cover because it gives you control. You can get control of the lane.
Yeah, speaking of strong cover, Keegan is throwing the TNT. 5 in a row.
5 in a row. He went between a pitch black and a TNT. He got lined up, and now he's off to the races. So that's the reading your ball reaction. And like we just said, sometimes the stronger cover with a reactive ball on a short pattern gives you more control.
MJ striking like it's nothing. He's loving the short pattern.
Yep.
So I will say, of the last few tournaments, this short pattern appears to be a higher scoring short pattern.
Nice shot, Keegan.
Keegan liked that one. There was a little fist bump.
He posted that one.
Here's Ryan again. You'll see the ball go down. He's going for the 10 pin.
And
dear. Oh dear.
So 206.
206.
Good start. Good start.
Nice shot by Mateo.
Mateo digging it out. Yep.
Mateo can go out for 194. Still a solid first game on.
And does he look worried? Not at all.
He is calm, cool, and collected. He's like, I had to. Now it was awesome. I asked Joss. I go, hey, I didn't see Mateo yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Joss goes, yeah, he had some schoolwork. School always comes first for us. And I'm like, I literally was like jaw dropped. I'm like, I love that. Great job. Yep. Good parenting. Good youth bowlers.
Excellent.
Good job.
Yeah, I've got
no practice session if you got homework.
Nope. Yeah, I had a bowler had to pre-bowl for league for our Monday Youth League because a National Honor Society meeting. I'm like, yep, that's exactly what we want to hear.
Nice little trip there, Mateo, for 193.
Yep.
Oh wait, 194. They have to fix that.
They got to change the score.
Yeah. MJ is just solid. MJ is high on the pair here.
Yep.
He is just solid.
230. Nothing wrong with that.
Good shot. Great shot.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Yeah. MJ's like,
calm, cool, and collected.
This is a fun pattern. I'll take more of these. Stephanie said, ask Keegan if he would pick school or bowling. I don't need to ask, Stephanie. I'm just saying that that is what came out of the words of Joss. Maybe Joss can rub off on Keegan. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Keegan is a great young man. He's great to the younger players. I could say many great things about Keegan, but maybe Keegan just needs a little help in another area.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think he's fine in school. I don't know what Stephanie's talking about. I think his grades are fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We do have a lot of first-timers at this SYC. I don't know what the full number is,
but
it's a large amount of first-time bowlers.
That's true. I didn't count.
Yeah.
But there were
we'll ask Lee.
Many. That was, At check-in, I was giving the first-timer speech on a regular basis. That was neat.
Great spare by Landon there.
Be interested in making sure the bowlers write their scores down. It'll be interesting to see because these scores change quickly.
Absolutely.
At the end of the game, so they need to make sure they get their scores on the sheet.
Yeah.
And then very soon I will be going around.
Yes, you're heading out to keep score.
So we do our scoring in Bowlmetrics. Bowlmetrics is one of the easiest programs. Basically, there's a QR code on the score sheet. I scan that. Their score sheet pops up on my phone. I punch in the scores and hit send. And when we hit send, the scores are automatically uploaded. So it is instant standing sheet for those of you at home. Bowlmetrics.com. BOWLMETRIX.com.
Yeah, I just popped it down in the bottom of the screen. Our friends over at Bowlmetrics. That's how you spell Bowlmetrics.
Mm-hmm.
And
easiest scoring system, instant update for the standing sheet. It also makes it easier for those of us that are running scores because if we miss a pair, we can see it in the score sheet. We check the score sheet after we make a pass to the center. So it is a very just easy. It's all done by divisions, by age groups.
Keegan bowled 235, Stephanie, for anyone wondering. Ryan 206. We'll run down some scores.
Yep.
Ethan had a rough game. He had some splits, 142.
Yep.
Jeremy Schaefer stepping up. He can go out for 203.
Mm-hmm.
2 strikes here. Zachary 171. And Brady, in his first U18 event, starts with a 191.
And in the 10th frame, he did what Ryan Schultz did, which is go to the much bigger, more aggressive bowling ball and punched out.
Yeah.
So.
And then on the pair in front of us, MJ, of course, 235. Mateo, 194. Landon St. Angelo, again, I think, it's a little bit of a struggle there.
Mm-hmm.
We also had Jaden Ing, 156. And then Braylon, 153. So while there are some high scores, there are some bowlers that are still trying to figure it out in game one, which is okay.
Yep.
Joss did strike in his first ball, which I was like, okay, he's tired of making spares. But then he shot 192. Joss bowled a clean game with a 4 spare and another split. Like, Joss is, he's here to bowl. All right, we're going to take a very short break, everyone. I'm going to play a commercial from our friends at Kegel, and we will be right back.
Sport is hard. It's you against the lane conditions. Kegel is built for bowling. Making lane conditions consistent, that's what Kegel is all about. They have a comprehensive library of oil patterns to help you with your game strategy. And Kegel training clinics offer instruction to help you better your game. Visit Kegel.net for information on upcoming SYC clinics. And remember, every SYC event features a new, never bowled upon sport pattern unique to each SYC competition. Kegel, built for bowling. PBA Junior is the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And this year, PBA Junior is proud to announce a partnership with the Storm Youth Championships to offer the Never Give Up Scholarship to promote and inspire young athletes to always stay strong and never quit. Google PBA Junior for more information. A portion of the proceeds from this tournament benefit Ballard versus the Big C. For more information on how you can help, please visit Ballard. Storm Youth Championship is proud to partner with Make-A-Wish Utah to continue to make dreams come true for critically
All right, we're back, and I'm joined by Gigi.
What up, yo?
Oh, my goodness. If you were not awake yet, you're going to be awake after this game.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, Gigi. So we are going to do some commentary on
I'm here for it.
the SYC Rhode Island. First time in Rhode Island. You live here.
Yes.
You're so excited
Yeah.
that the SYC is in Rhode Island. Have you been telling the kids, like, you got to bowl?
I've been telling them, man. I've been telling the junior bowlers in the league that I grew up in. I'm like, you guys got to come bowl. Like, and for me, this is crazy to see 160 kids in, like, one of the biggest centers. I think this is the biggest center in Rhode Island. Here, like, in Rhode Island, I'm like, I've never seen this many youth bowlers at a tournament in Rhode Island since I've been bowling. This is crazy.
It's awesome. Well, you know our friends at East Providence Lane, Michael Sedona.
Yes.
Of course, the pro shop, Alex.
Yes, John.
Yeah,
Yep.
John.
Mm-hmm.
So they really wanted this tournament at East Providence Lanes.
Yes.
They were like, listen, here, like, you have got to come to East Providence Lanes. And they made it happen. And
this is crazy.
it's awesome. It's so cool for all the kids. And, yeah. You're like, you're just basking
I'm
in it.
Yeah, when I walked through the door, I was like, whoa! Like, everyone was just at the door, you know, it was just crowded, like, no room. I'm like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah, and that's what Michael said. He said he really wanted to bring it to the youth bowlers in the area. You know, they're big at on tournaments at East Providence Lanes.
Yeah. First
kind of national youth event that's come here.
Right, yes.
And he's amazing. I mean, they've been so amazing and welcoming and
great
Providence.
staff.
Providence is a very welcoming state, I would say.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell people, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah, people need to come and go visit Providence, come to Rhode Island, visit Newport, visit the different cities, man. But yeah, Mike and the staff here, they're great. They're amazing. And I'm like, he's been wanting a youth tournament here, so I know he's definitely going to want you guys back.
Yeah.
I, of course, want you guys back.
Yeah. Now, Gigi, this is your first ever SYC too. You've never, or have you?
I've done the one in I think it was like 2 years ago in
Nebraska.
South. Where's Myrtle Beach? Where's that?
You were at Coastal with us.
Is it? Yeah, that's not South Dakota.
No, that's
South
Myrtle Beach, right?
Yeah,
the Coastal Classic.
Is that South Carolina?
Yeah,
South. I said South Dakota. South Carolina. Yes.
I don't even remember.
But that was like
there.
2 or 3 years ago. It was a while ago.
Right,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
I was at that one actually with Kel too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
That was my first one ever. This is my second one.
Okay, second one. Okay.
Yes.
But so, what's your favorite part of SYCs?
My favorite part of SYCs, honestly, I would say it's definitely watching the kids bowl.
Okay.
I love it. Like, you know, I get to see some familiar faces, you know, and kind of like see the growth, you know, because some of the kids I haven't seen, like I said, my last one was like a couple years, and in between then I might have not seen them. So just being able to see them, and I'm like, dang, you got tall, or like, dang, you throw it like even better, or like just to see their progress, to see some new faces. And we had a lot of people when I was interviewing them yesterday, you know, on the vlogator. You know, a lot of them it's their first time, so kind of just seeing their progress from it was their first time to maybe like 3, 4, 5, like. It's kind of cool.
That's my favorite thing, too, is seeing them grow. And sometimes, you know, we come – the SYC does try to go to communities.
Right.
So – and we don't do any end-of-year awards or anything at the SYC because we don't want to force people – we call it a tour, but you don't have to bowl the whole thing. Right? Like, you're a kid, families, we know it's a financial commitment to travel, to do all that stuff. So sometimes we will, like, if we have events on the East Coast, but then we go to the West Coast, if we come back to the East Coast, it could even be 6 months and they've grown. Yeah. And you're like, oh, my goodness. Like, you're so much taller, especially the boys.
Yes. I forgot the one kid. Is his name Micah?
Micah Boris?
Yes. Okay, so I saw him at the PBA Junior.
Yeah. Here.
No, it wasn't. I don't think I was here. It was in actually in New Jersey. I went there with my dad. I saw him there. And then time obviously has passed, and I'm like, hi, you got tall. Hello, how are you throwing it?
Wait till you have to give the medals out at the awards presentation.
Right, like, guys, bend down. Here.
You know, you might have to use the what?
Give me a step stool.
Yeah. Well, or the ball return. You can step on up.
Right. But
don't fall.
It's cool to see. It's really cool to see.
All right, so the bowlers we have right in front of us on our main pair, we got Keaton Ostrowski up right now. Two-handed lefty.
All right.
I have been jinxing bowlers, so I apologize in advance.
Oh, no. Oh, I like his jersey, though.
Yeah. Adam
Nice.
Wakely.
Okay.
Adam, I feel like Adam has tamed his hair.
For real?
He-
I've never seen.
He
I don't know.
usually has some crazy hair going on. What's going on? I need Adam to look at me. Adam, what happened to your hair?
Hey, Adam, he sat down. No.
All right, we'll catch him at some point.
Right.
We got Michael Makowitz.
I feel like I've seen him before.
Okay, he might be local.
Yeah.
All right. And I do have some bios. We'll see if people filled out their bios, but it's usually a test because if they filled them out or not.
Right.
But then we get to make up stuff about them
Right.
if they don't have a bio. Like, okay, so we got Sam Proler and
Who else?
who else did I not?
Maxwell, Ben Ware,
Yep.
and Ethan Wong. Yes. Hello.
We have
What up, y'all?
we
What up,
have
y'all?
a
What up,
grandma
y'all?
that's funny.
Right.
She's saying like, what I was reading off some scores. She asked what Keegan Alexander was bowling on the live stream. Mom's at home.
Okay.
She asked us what he bowled, and we gave it to him. And then grandma's like, I literally was texting.
Right,
her.
like I'm texting her the scores right now. Why is
Not
she
quick
asking-
enough. Not quick enough. Got it. These parents, they need
Right.
to know.
We faster on a live stream. No 10-minute delay.
Yeah.
Right.
You got a shout out.
Who? Where? Wait.
That's Gigi. She's amazing.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. I
So if you
I
have
know
any,
that is.
if you have any questions for Gigi,
Right. Give me questions, man. Give me questions.
she will be answering.
Thank you. You're amazing too.
And she's around, so we'll have her this game, and she might come back. And
Yeah, man. Good morning, man. How's everybody doing in the chat, man?
look at Maxwell. Maxwell is so sharply dressed.
Right,
He
let me
matched
see
his
this.
pants with his jersey. Look at that jersey.
I'm here for it. I'm liking the jerseys too. That's another thing I like. I like to see the jerseys.
Oh yeah, they
Actually gives me some ideas.
yeah. And our sponsors at I Am Bowling do a great
Ooh.
job with some different designs. That's an SYC design. I like that one. I need that
Oh.
jersey in my life.
Dang.
I know. I'm not talking about what happened.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
jinxed it.
Right. You're talking about the jersey, and I'm over here like, oh god, no.
Yeah. Although we have Joss, we
What are those?
started on this pair,
Oh, he
and
did?
he converted some awesome spares.
For real?
Oh yeah, he was picking up every. Oh, see, here
Oh,
we go.
Yes. Okay, Maxwell, we see you out here.
Gigi back
Go
here
play with him.
clapping.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Gigi,
Who
this
else
is
we
the
got here?
short pattern.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking this is medium because in practice they went short, medium, a couple pairs,
Yeah,
long, but
yeah.
it's yes, they're bowling on short. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not correcting you. I'm just asking you, like, how do you feel about short patterns?
You
how do
know,
they make you feel?
over the years, I hated them. Like,
Yeah.
especially when I first started, I didn't know how to play. I knew you had to. Well, in the beginning, I was like, everything's hooking too much. You know, when I first started like bowling, then it's like, oh, okay, like you got to play it right, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So I was standing all the way in the left gutter, swinging a plastic ball.
You were not.
It
Oh, Gigi.
was so bad. It was so bad. I was being very stubborn, but I would say I enjoy them more now because I can play short patterns. Like I play the different parts of the lane, but before then they were not my favorite.
I would say that
Ugh.
77. I'm going 77% of the field would agree with you.
Like
As a youth bowler, they do not. They're like short pattern. I'm out.
right?
thanks.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But you gotta overcome.
you gotta be able to do a little bit of everything and test your versatility. And that's another reason why I like the SYCs because you get to bowl on short, you get to bowl on medium, you get to bowl on long.
Yeah.
And
In one weekend.
exactly.
It's
That
nuts.
I don't know where else you get that. Like in 2 days,
Yeah.
you know. So
It's like a mini junior gold. It's like, here, come. And that was the point.
is.
Like, we want to train bowlers for events like junior gold where you're going to see multiple patterns throughout a week.
right,
But we know you don't have a week. So, hey, come bowl a weekend. And then you get
Exactly.
some good practice in.
you get a little bit of everything. Man, if these what if these were here when I was bowling? Oh my glit. Oh, like this is cool, man. Any parents who are listening, if your child has not bowled these, you guys have to bring them out when you can, if you can, because this is a great experience. If I had this as a youth bowler, I definitely would have took advantage. Yeah. So come bowl SYCs, man.
I'm clipping that after this. Gigi just did a commercial for us. I love it. All right, Casey has a question for you.
Oh, question. Okay.
Did you ever throw the Storm Nebraska ball, or is it just for show?
Oh, no. It was a real thing. We had the Storm Nebraska ball. And actually, it kind of like changed. Like, actually, I think before I got there was a Storm Nebraska ball. Then we had like an older version, and then we got the newer version, which was the Storm version.
Yeah.
And so I probably throughout my Nebraska career, I probably had like 3 or 4 Nebraska balls. I still have a couple to this day. I will not get rid of them.
Oh no!
Yeah, they're in the basement in the archives. So I'm like, one day I might bring it out just to throw it, just to see a little bit, you know. But yeah, the Storm Nebraska ball is a real thing. It's a great ball, actually. It's a really great ball. Yeah, I enjoy
Nebraska is such a legendary program, and I liked what you said earlier because, I went to a Big Ten school, so I get it. Like Nebraska, like if you're at a Big Ten school, college sports,
right?
It's the real deal.
It really is. You know what's crazy too? Like, because I know we in like football season and stuff, so I wasn't really into football, at least college football like that.
Oh, you better have been
after
that.
Yes, and then when I went to school, I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah. It is true because the Northeast, you guys kind of dabble in college football.
Right.
There's dabbling.
Yeah.
But then you come to the Midwest.
And it's like a whole different world.
And I will give every Nebraska... I love it. I will give every Nebraska football fan... it's Saturday, so we can talk college football a little bit, right? I will give every Nebraska football fan some credit because there has been some rough years here.
We can't even talk about it. We just
but they
GBR.
They are diehards.
They are
Big Red.
Go Big Red. Yeah,
what?
like, we've been struggling for the past more than a couple years, but we still support, man.
Yeah.
And you gotta, I guess, struggle a little bit before you can get better, you know.
Yeah.
So I still be rooting for them from a distance, but I'm hoping we can overcome.
Yeah,
at some point. I don't know when, but we will, and everybody's gonna go crazy. Hashtag GBR.
There is a lot of any college football fans out there. They know that there's a lot of kind of change going on in college football right now. There's some like changing of divisions, changing of the playoffs. They're looking at different because recruiting's the big deal, right?
Yes,
like,
it's
all
a game
about
changer. Yeah,
like, and then all that NIL stuff, which didn't even exist when you were in school.
Oh my gosh, if it did, oh my gosh, I wish it did. What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit jealous, but
yeah, right. The NIL
game changer,
right?
Total NIL. I'm like, what the heck? I'm a little jealous of you guys, but
yeah,
it's all good. I see a comment here. Someone said Nebraska fans are still living in the 90s. That's true. Yeah,
it's okay. Let them live.
Yeah, I learned that because before I went there, I learned that they were like champions, national champs, all that in the 90s with Tom Osborne. I'm like, who was that? Who are these people?
Don't say that.
Right. Guys, I know now.
In Nebraska.
Guys, don't come for me in the chat. I didn't know before I went to Nebraska, but now I do, okay?
Yeah, and you did a great job yesterday answering a lot of college bowling questions.
Yes.
Because college bowling is such a hot topic, right? Like, everyone knows college bowling is out there. College bowling, it's like this not mysterious mystery.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's like, it's there.
Right.
There's, I would say 1,000. I don't know how many schools there are.
There's a
hundreds.
More than you would think
Yeah, right? And so there's so many options for these kids to go. They've collected a little bit of smart money along the way. There may be some other scholarship opportunities. Some schools can work out some academic scholarships.
Right.
Some other stuff. Like, it's just, man.
Yes. Oh, that's another thing, too, for, the parents, kids who are watching. Freaking, I would say, man, you guys take school seriously. Take high school seriously. You guys got to do your best because you can get like Blair. I call her Blair.
Yeah,
you
I love Gigi.
Sorry, you can get additional money for academics for sure, in addition to athletic scholarships. So you guys gotta nice pickup on lane 48. I'm sorry.
Go. No, you're good. We gotta talk bowling.
Yeah,
we got lots of bowling to talk.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're right.
Take it seriously because that's additional money. Like, who don't like free money? Okay.
I don't know anyone.
If it's free, give me 3.
I love it. Okay, Gigi. So we're gonna, as we're watching bowling, we're gonna keep an eye as Maxwell, our I want to call Maxwell, and I don't want the other kids to be offended on this pair. I'm not offending anyone. Maxwell's the best dressed on this pair right now.
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got it going on.
I feel like I'm like in the coordination. I feel like the pattern on his jersey is giving me a little like Hawaiian vibes a little bit. Oh.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
He said it's my fault. It's okay. It's okay. It happens.
Whoa. It happens.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we got Adam. Adam stepping up. But let's talk a little bit about your vlog.
Vlogator.
And your got game. You got like
I got a little bit of everything.
You got a little bit going on. You got some apparel. I see some kids repping got game at SYC sometimes.
Oh, for real?
I do. Yeah, they love it. They love it.
I love that.
So what do you got? What do you got going on?
All right, man. I got a little bit of everything. So, of course, you guys know bowling on the tour, women's tour. I think I got 4th year, 5th year coming up or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like it's okay. No, it is.
But you're getting a little experience. You're getting closer to that.
Yeah,
title. The title's hard.
People are like, oh, and I even said it too yesterday. We were doing the Q&As. Like, people are like, oh, when are you gonna win? Or how come you haven't yet? And I'm like,
rub it in, please.
Right, and I'm like, come bowl out here and see. But it's more so just like. It kind of will happen when it happens. I don't have the answer when it will. I'm going to know. We'll all find out at the same time, pretty much. So for me, it's just continuing to, putting in the work and just kind of let everything connect and let things come together. But other than the tour, so I have Got Game, my company, and it's like inspirational speaking. I have, merchandise there, gotgame10.com with a 10, gotgame10.com. And you ever do inspirational speaking? I've talked to different schools. Roll the two-pin on lane 51.
Let's go, Riley. I love it.
Yeah, inspirational speaking. We got merchandise there as well.
And you're just trying to grow the sport.
Yes.
You're just trying to get the sport in front of people that don't know about it, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of, what the merch is designed for, too, and just promoting and elevating the sport of bowling. So the mission is so we have equal opportunities as traditional sports. So that's what, Got Game. And then share my story, to different... And my story is never to tell, kids become a professional bowler. Like, if they want to, yes. But when I go and speak at these different places, it's just saying, whatever you're passionate about, you guys got to continue to do it no matter what anyone says. That's like, the mission is, I see a Providence Senate jersey. He's in my league.
Oh,
Luca.
nice.
Yeah, the orange, blue, and orange.
Oh, he was the first bowler in the building this morning.
For real?
For real.
I'm here for it, Luca.
He is here. He was ready. He was preparing. He was getting in his mindset.
That's what I need to do. Have more Luca in me. That's what I need to do.
I'm always like the last one. Right. I'm like,
That's what I need to do. Right. So we have that, and then recently, the foundation, the Jasmine Mason Foundation. That's the mission is to foster education, health, and nutrition to under-resourced kids in the sport of bowling, and we have different programs. We had kind of ties into one of the things I have, Black Girls Can Bowl 2. We had a program there where we had all 4 or 5 girls come, and we trained in North Carolina with Coach Kim Terrell. I'm sure you guys are familiar with her, head coach at A&T, North Carolina A&T. She's a Hall of Famer in literally everything that she does. I love her. We had that.
I love her too.
Yeah, I think everyone loves her.
I know. Like,
how can you not?
If you don't love Kim Terrell Kearney, you need to reevaluate your life.
You get right.
You have come on.
We need you to work on some things until you love her because everybody should love her.
There's some things. And how about her husband, Eric?
Yes.
And then Ava.
Yeah, and Ava K and Nick. The whole family is just amazing.
Yeah. Again, reevaluate if you have issues with Kim.
Please do. We have that. Yeah, we had the Storm Career Day through the foundation. Yes.
Love that.
That was amazing. We had 2 kids.
Great.
One from Alaska, Connor. We had Manny here.
Yeah, where's my guy Manny?
He was supposed to bowl, and I heard yesterday another girl from a league, Sarah, said that he's not bowling, and I was like, why? So when I see him, I need to find out why. Because
can you tell him he needs to talk to me too? He needs to talk to all of us.
Needs to be here, and this is a tournament he definitely would have loved to.
Only way that I will allow Manny to have missed is if there was some school-related activity, like an ACT test or SAT or something.
And he's only 11 maybe, so I don't think he's doing that.
Yeah,
maybe.
So
Manny, I don't know.
Manny, we need to talk.
We need to put him in timeout. So we had that where the kids, they went to the Storm plant. It was their first time ever. It was like a Storm Nation Career Day where they got to, explore the plant a little bit, but also, too, They got to learn about the different careers that help make up the bowling industry.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. It was really cool for me too to just see them like, oh my god, yeah, that was cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, we had that for the foundation. We have apparel. We have to get that up on the site, but we've got some jerseys for different leagues. So that's really cool. We're working on all the leagues here in Rhode Island. We've done a league in Boston, and we obviously want to expand. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of everything. I think that's it, man. Yeah,
you are busy.
Yeah, I see my mom in the chat. She said good morning.
Good morning.
Right.
Where is she?
Right, they're actually coming. I think they might come
good.
for the second half.
Okay, good.
If I miss anything, Mom, let me know. Yeah, but yeah, we're just doing a little bit of everything.
I love it. I love everything you guys are doing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that you did was you went to the school in Akron, the I Have a Dream school.
Yes.
Right?
I promise school.
Oh, I promise. Yes. So I love
that
really
school. Yeah.
I love the whole mission behind that.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Bro.
Are you gonna do that again?
I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, but
call Gigi, guys.
Like,
like set
yes. What was it? It was, if you guys don't know, the I Promise School is in Akron, Ohio. That's Bron's school, LeBron James. I just call him Bron. But
see, now LeBron, you need a Gigi in your life. Everyone needs a Gigi in their life.
Later.
Casey says you have to be an amazing speaker. I'm jacked up listening right now. Let's go.
I appreciate you, Casey. Thank you. Yes.
I agree. I go, nobody should be in a bad mood this weekend because Gigi's here. You guys, like, Gigi is Gigi.
Oh, man. Just the energy, man. I'm just, yeah. I just, like,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
My mom should be saying, like, how do you wake up with this much energy? I'm like, Mom, I don't know.
I need to know that, too.
I don't know. Like,
can we bottle it up? Can we sell? Oh, you should partner with an energy drink company because you have so much energy.
Right. Name it the Gigi.
This is
something.
Mom, are you listening? We have an idea. We're gonna work on this. We'll carve it out today. We'll create like the little business plan, like the proposal that we'll send to the company. We got this.
Right. Everybody's gonna be off the charts. Energy going crazy. Yeah.
The Gigi.
They're gonna be like, why? Because you got the Gigi.
You got the Gigi.
Yes.
I think this is great.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, Sam, he's actually in our league too.
Let's go, Sam.
Yes, he's actually new to our league. So I bowl out of Walnut Hill. That's actually in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, and how I kind of met him. So I always bowl in lane 31 and 32. Like, that's my pair.
Okay.
There practicing on whatever, and I always saw him like there. And I don't ever like to overstep, boundaries. I don't like to, because I don't know who they're working with,
right.
Parents, stuff like that. So I would always see him, and I'm just like, this is actually a good tournament for him to bowl too. Sorry, Sam. It's okay.
So, and Sam is a good example of, we were talking about, there's so many first-time SYC bowlers at this tournament. There's a lot.
Yes.
Like, I don't know the number, but I would say it's over 50.
There's a lot of them. I was like, wow. So I think this is probably his first one too, but it's a great experience. So I would, saw Sam, didn't know him at the time, but I was just like, hey, something inside of me, probably God, something, like when you get that feeling saying, hey, like go over and speak to him. Yeah. So I'm just like, hey, like, do you have a coach or who do you work with? Because they had a youth league there, but I don't know if the league is still there anymore. And I'm like, I see you here every single day. Like, you're here literally with me for, like, hours.
Yeah.
So I was saying, if you don't have, like, a coach, here's my coach. He taught me how to bowl. He's gotten a lot of us to college, Junior Team USA, like, free route, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I reached out to Moody. His name is actually Marty Jones, but I call him Moody. Some people in the chat might be familiar with the name Moody. But, yeah, I was like, here's his number. You can use it, reach out. You don't have to, but I feel like I'm supposed to be giving this to you. And then he actually reached out. He had a couple lessons. So now when I go and practice with the kids, he's there. And I'm like, yes!
That's
and so
awesome.
now he's joined the league. And he's, from what I've seen at Woonsocket, Walnut Hill, to seeing him now, I'm like, it's just improvement. Yeah, and I know he's struggling a little bit, but I think this might be his first, actually, couple times bowling on Sport Shot, or his first ever. So this is great experience. So this is what he needs, You need this in order to get better.
And that's what we always tell the youth bowlers, like, it's their first time. And sometimes they'll, they'll either come in really nervous or they'll come in really confident.
Yeah.
And either way, it's a good experience because if you're confident and maybe you don't have the best of all tournaments, you know what to work on, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, anyway, I love it. I love how many first-time bowlers we have. We've never been to Rhode Island. We've only been to the East Coast a couple times because there aren't super large centers in the East Coast. Plus, you guys have, like, candle pin and stuff out here.
Yeah, that's actually really popular. That and duck pin, like... Right. I'm like, no, come do the 10. I mean, that's cool too, but come do the 10 pin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny because my dad's side of the family is from here. And for a long time, when my dad would say, oh, yeah, she's bowling when I was a kid. Like, you know, I did a bunch of sports.
Right.
My grandparents thought I was candle pin bowling.
See?
They were from like New Hampshire kind of area. And my dad finally told them one time, no, guys, like 10 pin.
Like, exactly. I'm like, not duck pin, not candle pin. We're doing 10 pin.
Yeah.
So, it also too. Speaking of, you know, the SYCs. I actually saw a comment. What tourney is this? This is the SYC Storm Youth Championships tournament.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome to the feed.
This is for the parents and kids who may be watching this. This is actually because, you know, I'm going back to what I was saying. If I had this when I was a youth bowler, I think this is great preparation for Junior Gold.
Amen.
Great. You guys get 3 patterns, short, medium, long. And freaking at Junior Gold, you're bowling on different patterns. You're going to bowl on a short pattern, a medium pattern, and you're going to bowl on a long pattern. So this is great practice, great experience for Junior Gold, you know, which is a larger national, you know, more kids, hundreds of thousands of kids there. So if you guys have the opportunity, you got to come out and bowl this because I would have been at everyone as long as my pockets and my parents' pockets allowed. I would have been here bowling at SYC. Max? Can I bowl, please? Because I look like a youth bowler. So
you do, but your age is not U18. That's the highest we go. Unfortunately, right now, I apologize.
Dang it.
And we started in 2017. No. It was a little late for you.
A lot. That's when I graduated college, actually.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. 2017, December 2017.
That's a good year.
Yeah, and that was a great shot by Max.
It was he cannot catch a break on this pair.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, he's like, what do I need to do?
Right.
So I had said in the first game, short pattern looked, from the last few events, more scoreable than it has been. It's a little longer, short pattern, 38 feet. But transition looks awful.
I see balls going everywhere. It just looks like something I don't want to be bowling on right now. But then again, I do just try to figure it out, but I don't because it's scores and the bowling balls are going everywhere.
You just asked if you could bowl, Gigi.
Right. Let me not contradict myself. That's what I think makes bowling fun, though. Just, you know, trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think too because people have probably been bowling everywhere. You know, some might have been close to the gutter, some might have been playing in because it's a little longer. So trying to figure out what is happening to manage score. Like I see Xavier over here.
Okay, so I was gonna tell you, Xavier Newell, you need to meet him and his mom if you haven't yet.
Okay,
they are awesome. He hasn't been bowling very long. He has made some of the best friends in bowling.
I love it.
He is the nicest kid. Well, I shouldn't say nicest kid. He's one of the nicest kids. And he's bowling awesome right now.
I'm here for it.
246
off the sheet. 246. Great game. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, but his mom's awesome. So
what? I'm gonna have to talk to him a little bit.
You need to because there's so many great families at the SYC. I'm not calling one family out. All the families are coming for me. Like Blair said, Xavier's the best one, right? Like no.
You guys are all great.
You are all great.
Yes.
I promise. Because we love working the SYCs and meeting everyone.
This is cool.
And then you meet some, and you're like, oh my gosh, like. Can you be my mom? This is great. Can you be my
This is great.
They're awesome.
This is great.
Yeah. So anyway,
great game, Xavier. Shout out to him.
Absolutely.
What?
Yeah. Those are great. And he really hasn't
it's like
I think
simple
his
too.
first SYC was maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
For real?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's out here.
That's right. They are out here.
Good try.
They're coming for you, Gigi.
Man,
we're watching boys right now, but don't go watch the U18 girls. It'll stress you out.
Right, y'all coming for me. Y'all better keep coming for me because I'm gonna keep getting better. Don't play with me.
There you go. Gigi's ready for it.
No, I love you guys. I love you guys.
Yeah.
We're bowling on the short pattern. I don't know the name of it. Someone asked, what pattern are we bowling on?
Well, it's just SYC Rhode Island short.
Ah, there you go. There's the name of it.
Yeah. So we do keep Kegel is our sponsor of the tournament.
Shout out
they
to
create all of the lane patterns. They do some research on the bowling center before we come, and they're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. It's a really, like, lane patterns are such a challenge to create.
Wow, yes.
Because, especially for a tournament like the SYC, like, so we talked about having bowlers here that it's their very first tournament on a sport shot. Then you have bowlers here that are on Junior Team USA.
Right, who are more experienced.
So you have to create a pattern that is challenging, but isn't going to make you kind of never want to bowl again.
Yes. Right. Never want to come back. Take my shoes off now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understandable.
And Kegel does a really great job of creating these tournament or these patterns that are challenging.
Right.
And they have a whole library of SYC patterns on their website. So if you have a youth bowling league that's on Sports Shot,
right,
you can go pull some SYC patterns that we've used.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah. But they make tournament specific patterns, and the first time they're laid down for competition is when the tournament starts.
Oh, okay.
So
yes, I like that.
I mean, they can, like, we give them out to the kids, but so they can practice on it before.
But it's not at the center. Yeah,
right,
got it. Yes, this will actually be great too. Some of the kids who are bowling in my youth program, like Providence Center youth program, like Sam, Luca, Sarah's here. Unfortunately, not Manny. But
Manny.
Right, Manny, if you're listening, time out. This will actually be great. We could go back in the archives. Moody can, put the pattern down, and they can,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, work on it a little bit. Yeah,
we'll
that'd be
put
great.
it out for Manny. He can come and bowl on it.
Yeah, Manny, and we're gonna do score 15 games on this, and we're gonna
discuss.
Yes, we're gonna discuss your score, and we're gonna send your score to Blair.
Thank you.
And this is what you would have bowled.
Thank you.
If you bowled here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna submit your scores a week or two after the tournament.
Yeah, and we will discuss about how you would have gotten a medal, or like, I mean, wouldn't that be funny if he scores and it's like dude,
Manny. Gosh, so the next time you guys come, Manny has to bowl.
Yes,
like
Manny.
I will make sure he's here.
You're gonna pick him up.
Whatever. Yes, Manny. Like whatever it takes to get him here, we're gonna get him here because he loves to compete. He's very competitive, and this would have been a great experience for him for sure. Like he would have loved this.
Manny, I hope you have a good excuse. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Gigi's coming for you.
I am. Like we need to find out why you're not here.
Oh, poor Manny. We are not picking on Manny either. But it's just an example. Like,
I'm
bowlers
picking up.
come bowl.
Right.
Like, yeah. So anyway,
I'm not gonna let him live this down.
There's so much for these kids to do, though. I will tell you. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, especially on the weekends too. Like weekends are for bowling, but then a lot of them are into a lot of different things, like activities and like for me, on the weekends growing up, ballet, tap, jazz, swimming. I played the piano. I did basketball. Then bowling got into the
everything. And
right.
You're like, what?
Parents are like, here, yaga.
Oh yeah. Did you ever do like car changes? I was doing like outfit car changes.
Like,
in the back seat.
Yes.
Like, you're like, okay, I'm changing from bowling to tennis today. Like,
right. I would go play the piano.
Yeah.
Then I would go get in the car. I would change.
Yeah.
Get my little what is the bodysuit called for ballet? Getting that, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Get my little shoes.
Yeah.
do my plies.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, I was doing a little bit of everything until this came along, and this is, I guess, what I was the most passionate about and stuck with it.
When did you decide? When did you like fully go all in and commit?
A lot of people don't know this. I actually said it yesterday too during the Q&A when I got the last place champ trophy. When I got that at 12, I was like, oh no, we're not doing this. Like I thought I was good. I was like, I was terrible. And then when I learned about college scholarships and stuff like that. So when I started getting better, I got that trophy. I worked. And then when it really clicked too is when it's like, oh, I can go to school for free. I was like, we want that. We love that for us.
You should do a video on that.
I gotta explain.
Last place to where I am now, because that's I think a lot of kids would relate to that because I remember a tournament one time when I was a kid and I was crying because I shot under 100.
It's bad.
And I was like,
sorry, Blair. Good job, Sam. Sorry.
No,
sorry if I was loud, chat.
Okay. You're good. You're good.
I'm into it.
Hey, I'm into it too. That was a big spare for Sam.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway,
sorry, what was it?
Oh, inspirational. You need to do that.
Yeah, and that's actually some of the things that I do when I go and share my story. to maybe the different programs, like Norfolk State, UMEs, or Boys and Girls Clubs here, wherever the case may be. I kind of share that, like there's a lot of ups and downs, and
Oh yeah.
you guys might see all the accolades, but it's like there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't see, and
Leanne Holsenberg was at the desk when you told that story yesterday.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she was listening. She was walking past me, and she goes, "I finished last in my first tournament ever."
See? Look at it. And she got one of the most titles, 30 million.
27 titles.
Right.
She's one of the top title
holder.
In the Hall of Fame.
Yes. See?
Yeah.
Look at that.
See, Gigi?
Last place to one of the most titles ever. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
But she loved it. She goes, "Yeah, Gigi." She was like relating to you.
Hey, see? that might be a sign.
Yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
Leanne, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
have to tell her later.
Exactly. And actually too, I had recently what do you call it? A documentary at one of the theaters here, which is actually cool, and we're going to it was premiered here, so for some of my family and stuff, we're going to try to get it online, send a link or whatever to people so they can watch it, but the name of the documentary is called Last Place Champ. It's crazy.
Oh, no way. I love that.
Yeah, so you kind of get to see the behind the scenes, of me actually on tour. Naja Owens and Nora, I don't know Nora's last name, but they came out and filmed and produced it. And you get to see all the ups and downs of me kind of on tour. You see me bowling on tour. You see me crying. And so that's another thing. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, Gigi, are you always this happy?" No, I'm not always this happy. I'm like this a lot of the time, but there's, especially bowling too, like, I'd be upset sometimes. Like,
you love it.
Exactly.
You love it.
Yes.
You're passionate about it.
Yes.
But, I've got someone in the chat that's in for the energy drink. It's the Gigi Energy Effect.
Wow, I love that name. That name is crazy. The Gigi Energy Effect.
Yeah, but
Gilberto, I love it.
Yeah, but
yes.
we have a. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I don't either. I need the Gigi Energy drink.
We were talking about just like last place champs, ups and downs.
We talk about this because sometimes the kids will be on live stream. And people in the chat will be like, "Oh, that kid's really frustrated," or something. And it's like,
yeah, we are.
Yeah, they care.
We are. Like, if we did not care, believe me, you would just see us stone faced, bowling good or bad. Right. I mean, there's some people like that too, but we just emotion. Like, we care about it, right? You see ball players, NBA players, you see them, into it. And same thing here. So yeah,
we got the Ohio crew. They're coming. They're trying to figure out when the Gordon brothers are making their way down to the live stream. Elliot was just to the right in game 1.
All right.
But I don't see Miles. Have you seen the Gordon brothers? You gotta watch them too.
I need to.
Yeah. Lewis Clark, good morning. We got
good
the
morning.
Strong family.
Ooh, good morning, chat. Good morning.
Yeah, everyone's here. Okay, so here's what's happening.
Right.
If you just got here, I apologize, but we are going to take a break.
Yes, break time.
And then, but it'll be a short break because the bowlers are moving quickly, and we'll get a little lane change in here. And unfortunately, we're losing Gigi the energy.
Oh, guys!
But you'll be back.
Yes,
I will be.
Yeah, we got 10 more games. Well, 3 blocks in total, 15 games. So yes, there's a lot of bowling to do.
Yeah, and I might even throw you and Kelly in here for a game because that would be fun.
Oh, that would be real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some like legit commentary going on.
Right.
Because Kelly is like, I'm afraid to commentate with Kelly. I'm like.
Kel's just, I be seeing her, when she does the TV shows, when she's in the bowl TV, and the commentary is just great.
She's phenomenal.
Right. The way she just breaks down what's happening on the lane. Like,
I'm going to learn from her. I'm going to
listen. I do. Like, I go back and actually listen because I'm just like, oh, I want, just trying to see her perspective.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, noted, so so it is my time. Yeah.
I love it. Man. I love it. All right. Well, Gigi, thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye, guys.
You'll be back.
I appreciate you guys.
And the Gigi energy drink is coming.
Right. Soon. Period. Period. Sign it off. Bye. Love y'all.
We'll see ya. All right, we are back in Rhode Island. We are looking for our next commentator. Of course, Gigi is awesome. We love Gigi. We got some new bowlers, though. Bowlers are making their way down here. We got William Hockler, Aaron Montello, Nicholas Trentler, Mr. Nick, Ethan Caruso, I'm going to go with. No, Caruso. Ethan Caruso and Luca Fella. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. See Mr. Nick stepping up. He's from Maryland. He is an excellent bowler. The Trentler brothers. Nate just aged out and went to university. And we still have Mr. Nick. Nick is still here. Nick is also a past SYC champion. See Mr. Williams stepping up on lane 49. I'm sorry, 50, lane 50. Nice shot by William. Good strike. Good morning to everyone watching. See Mr. Aaron here. And Ethan Caruso. I keep saying Caruso because we have an Ethan Caruso, but this is Ethan Kraus. Ethan Kraus is bowling. Got a shout out for Cody. Mama Trentler cheering on Nick. I haven't seen you this weekend. Are you watching from home? Or is Nate bowling a college tournament and you're having to split off? That's going to happen now. You guys are going to put some miles on the car. So we are bowling on the short pattern. This is game number 3. Here's Nick. Powerful shot. I see Kelly heading this way. Kelly Kulick is going to join us for a game of commentary. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi, Blair.
Kelly Kulick has entered the commentary booth, and it already got 1,000% better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you're here.
I'm impressed. Thank you.
You're fantastic.
Oh, thank
Gigi
you.
and I were talking about how we just love listening to you talk about bowling because we learn something every 5 seconds, and then we need to go back and like watch it again because we're learning.
Yeah, educator. That's what I am.
You are fantastic.
Well, thank you. I always want the kids to walk away, the parents to walk away with more knowledge than they came in with, and learn how to apply it for their own benefits.
All right, Kelly, we're on the short pattern, but it's like a schmedium, right? It's
Yeah.
a longer shorts.
That's what Leanne said. It's 38 feet, a schmedium.
Schmedium.
Schmedium. In between the small and a medium-sized shirt, kind of like Baby Gap.
Yeah. So it's one of those tricky ones, right? Because, well, it didn't seem tricky the first game.
For some. For some.
For some, yeah.
Yep.
But now transition looks not so fun.
Yeah, the young ladies and gentlemen are moving larger pairs, so bigger jumps. They can't really kind of navigate where they're going to. I still see some urethane going down the lane. I don't think urethane might be the best call right now. I think reactive resin would be better. Something that can stay on line, doesn't change direction too harshly at the back part of the lane. And again, as I said yesterday, I always try to control the pocket.
Yeah, so we saw that in game 1. We had a couple bowlers that started with urethane, and then went to big balls, big covers, like a reality. Keegan Alexander was actually using a TNT, which is a big cover.
Sure.
Mike Voris is to the right. I'm not sure what ball he's throwing. We'll have to watch him.
He's still in a pitch black.
Okay,
he was
black.
Gonna throw reactive resin on the fill ball the last game. I walked by and watched and observed. And he said he was gonna throw reactive resin, so I'm not sure if he's just convinced or what's going on. So he seems confident in his skill and his delivery. His execution seems pretty good. But even when that's good and the ball reaction just isn't quite right, it's a lot of what if so and so. I'm not really sure. The theory is, working with sports psychologists, you have to be able to give up those 1 or 2 frames to get the next 5 or 6.
Nice.
So make the sacrifice to get the reward.
So that's a really important thing for any parents that are listening, because that's a hard thing to encourage your youth bowler to do, right? Because they're so instant. The instant gratification is huge right now, right? Like they just want to strike. And then the opposite too. Like if you have the pocket, but you're not, like the ball's close and it's not the right one, you don't want to lose the pocket, right? What strategy is there?
Well, you have to pay attention to the scoring pace, right? So if the top 5 bowlers are averaging, let's say 220 in that zone right there, take top 10 bowlers overall. You look at the scoring pace. So if you're averaging, let's say 190, and the top 10 bowlers are averaging 215. Okay, so obviously there has to be something that has to change. If you're hitting the pocket and controlling it, but the pin carry is not going your way, and it is for many others, what are those bowlers doing that you can do yourself? Is it a ball change? Is it an angle change? Is it ball speed or rotation? Obviously, everyone here throws the ball uniquely to their own style, so no one's going to be the same, but you can still get an idea of watching what balls are going down the lane overall. Are they asymmetrics? Are they symmetrics? Are they pearlized? Are they solids? High rev rate, low rev rate, small angles, big angles. I mean, basically, as a tour rep, that's what you're trying to do. Caruso here is bowling really, really well. I think Ethan Cruz, excuse me.
I think it's Krause. I said Caruso, too.
Okay.
It's because Ethan Caruso also bowls. There's Ethan Caruso and an Ethan Krause. This is Krause.
This is Krause. So watching his style, I watched him the first few games. If you watch his ball motion, it doesn't seem like it's changing a direction very harshly. It's nice and smooth and controllable. He's somewhere around the 3rd arrow. Medium pattern, you should be somewhere, you're going to have to play a little bit deeper because it is closer more to medium. Straighter angles usually are better.
Yeah.
And wait for it to develop. That's the case, though, when you're crossing so many pairs and urethane is being used, it can become tricky. It can become challenging.
Yeah, and we've seen balls that if you do miss left, it's very flat, so it's like...
It moves, yeah.
It's gone.
It's almost like the more left you move, the worse it gets, or the more inside you move, especially even for the left-handers.
Right.
So that means you have to try to stay further outside towards the gutter area, not necessarily board 2 or 5 or 7, but referencing somewhere between the 2nd and 3rd arrow. Straighter angles and just keep it in front of you. Until something blows open, you create more of a place to throw it to, more friction, and then you can find the easy bounce where you can get steeper with your feet, bigger angles, and then let the ball just roll through the spot. We've got a variety of styles in front of us, too.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I don't know if it's a Northeast thing. There's normally when we come to SYCs right now, there's a predominantly large amount of two-handers. But there are a lot of one-handers in this field.
There are, yeah.
So still that classic style of play, as they say, right?
Yeah, the average of two-handed athletes now has increased immensely. It makes sense to me. And honestly, as a coach, I just did an interview with Valerie Bercier a few weeks ago. And I said, she's like, well, if what's the one question you would ask, yourself and everything? And I said, well, if I could go back in time and do it all over again, what would have I done differently? And then I said to her, I said, honestly, I would have loved to have taught myself how to bowl two-handed.
Oh, nice.
Like, I think I was early for my generation of the young women with the higher rev rate. And after following Leanne and Nikki Giulianiulis and Michelle Feldman, but now we see Verity and Diana and some of the other top rev rate bladers on the ladies tour, but we have yet to see a really dominant two-handed woman. So if I could go back and do it differently, and having so much difficulty drilling, I would have just taken the thumb out of the ball itself, only drilled 2 holes, and learned to bowl two-handed. I think athletically I would have been able to do it.
Have you ever tried now?
I have attempted with teaching clinics with drills to show two-handers what they can do to accentuate the feeling of the cradle and the body position and so forth. So I've done it for the drills.
Yeah.
Trying to do it in a tempo style, it would most likely, if I was recommending it to someone starting out new, I would start with like a 10-pound ball or a 12-pound ball.
Right.
You know, really try to walk your way back slowly, work yourself back to front like you would with a one-handed swing and try to develop it that way. I found that I was hanging in the ball. I wasn't releasing it early enough, even without my thumb in the ball.
Yeah.
To where I was getting over rotation in the trunk and some strain up top. So
yeah, I was just curious because I asked Leanne. We were doing a live stream on Sunday of the PBA Junior, and literally the entire finals was two-handed. So we were talking a little bit about it, and I asked her, I go, "Have you ever tried?" And for her, she hasn't because she just doesn't, she hasn't. But I was just curious.
Yeah, I do see older individuals starting out, especially if they're newer individuals, you know, again, because you eliminate that thumb hole drill. So but obviously at a youthful age, if they start at a young age, Rod Ross has said this, and it always has stuck in my mind. When you have a young kid growing up, have him or her throw it as hard as they can, just running to the foul line, because think about bowling. It's so difficult to get someone who rolls the ball at a softer speed, similar to myself. I'm average ball speed, to get them to throw it harder. You can always navigate someone's game and have them be able to teach them to roll it slower than it is to increase their ball speed.
Yeah. Stephanie has a good question, which actually a few years ago I predicted back in Ohio when I was seeing the youth kind of start to dabble with two-handed, and this was probably eight years ago maybe. I thought that in the future there may be a time when youth bowlers knew how to do both one-handed and two-handed, and they would choose based on the lane pattern which one they would do for a tournament. Now, Stephanie asks, does Kelly think you can do both? I ask because Keegan also likes to bowl two-handed. Do you think a bowler can do both two-handed and one-handed?
I agree with that statement, yes, because Justin Bone was bowling one-handed, and occasionally he would alter between two-handed styles and one-handed styles.
That's a good example, yeah.
And he did, and then he finally committed to two-handed bowling because in college bowling, the guys have the higher rev rates. They have to get deeper. They have to lost the left gutter cap, and it's an advantage to have more rotation playing inside and out. So he had committed to that, but he was doing both. I don't see that trend happening. What I do see happening is now more and more two-handed bowlers are bowling reverse hook. So Anthony Simonson won the regional doing it. We saw the kids in Sweden. The one gentleman was two-handed lefty, and then he would reverse hook it the other way or vice versa. Julian Salinas on my Junior Team USA program does it. I've seen a couple of the kids now. They're rolling reverse hook to a 2-8-10 split or the washout. So I think the versatility is, I would kind of compare it to tennis. Monica Seles, and I know a lot of the younger listeners out there may not know her, but Monica Seles was the first one to have a two-handed forehand and two-handed backhand.
Totally.
So she would alternate side to side, which is really good for your core strength, by the way, too. And she would just start incorporating that. So I think we're going to see more versatility. I think if you complicate things to your one-handed style and two-handed things, I don't know if the tactics are the same. There's some similarities, but then how many bowling balls are you going to have to start carrying where you don't have the third hole for your thumb?
No kidding, right?
So that becomes even more challenging. Ironically, Walter Ray Williams Jr. on the senior tour does have a few bowling balls because he will switch to two-handed towards the block, but I think it would just complicate things even more. So I think committing to one thing is the best and something you can control over the course of a block.
I like it. I do have when Micah steps up, I have a fun video. We were going through our archive of videos yesterday, Kel.
Sure.
And so I want to show for the people in the chat or at home, they can watch little Micah the next time he's up. So I have that all queued up, and we'll play it the next time he's just to the right of screen. Micah Voris has been with us for many, many years. I think his first event was either 2017 or 2018 in Reno. So it's fun. We talk about, you bowled a lot of youth tournaments when you were a kid, and there weren't as many youth tournaments by any means, but it's so important to get this experience when you're young, right?
It is. It is. You throw yourself into the trenches. You learn a little bit faster with the knowledge and resources of the internet and YouTube videos, and Brad and Kyle doing their videos, and Darren doing his, right? And Jason Belmonte and everything. The resources are so much easier to attain that you learn faster. And I think it's better that the kids are learning to bowl on more challenging conditions and getting them suited for high-scoring events. Plus, we've talked to the social atmosphere, having friends. I commented to Leanne yesterday. I said, kids that are 17, 18 are all of a sudden starting to pad their collegiate teams and like, hey, I'm going here and you're going here, and now you've got a great team. So I do feel you're likely to try more things at a younger age because you have good coaches, wiser individuals. You're willing to take some risks along the way. And it's not a livelihood. It's a scholarship event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I really wish if I could go back again, too, to be able to have access to all these great youth events, the Elite Bowlers Tour, SYCs, Junior Gold.
Yeah. There's so many events out there.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a friend in the chat, Mike Cannington.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Mike, good morning.
He texted me yesterday. He was at one of my favorite locations in Fort Myers.
Nice.
Yep.
Mike's a great guy.
He is.
He gives back a lot to bowling, too, man. That guy. And so smart.
Wonderful ambassador for our sport.
Yes.
He's just retired, too. Came back from a wonderful cruise with his wife.
I'm so
Stacey.
jealous.
It looked pretty good, right?
Yeah, right. And his daughter just got married.
Yep.
Congratulations. It's awesome. What a fun year you're having. All right, so here is Micah stepping up on 51. You'll be able to see him, and then we're going to go back in time. So watch him bowl now. He's on a 3-bagger. I hope I don't jinx him.
No, he's throwing a gem, exotic gem or a magic gem. I'm not quite sure.
I don't think he could have the magic gem yet. I think it's, I think it's like exotic. Let's go with the exotic.
I just saw it in the pro shop. That's why I made the comment.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. So, again, stronger ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now let's see little Micah. Oh, man.
What a great video.
I love it. I love having some of the footage. We have to go back. It's because we've been doing it since 2017 and we just do it every weekend. I forget that, we have these old archive videos and we have to start using them and making some archive stuff. So, you might see your children show up from years and years ago in some videos moving forward. So it's fun. It's fun to do that.
Great recollection and history of the SYCs.
Well, and it's so fun. These kids don't realize how lucky they are to live in the modern times where, you could take a video on your smartphone that fits in your pocket. Even when I was a kid, they still had to have, camcorders and all the tapes and, all that stuff. So you guys are lucky. You have no idea, kids.
I know some of my speeches when I'm teaching, gone are the days where, we had VHS videos and you had to hit rewind and press play. That's what your approach looks like, right? You're doing it over and over again, just like you're hitting rewind. Now it's just a quick button and it goes back 30 seconds in time and you're right there.
Yeah. It's awesome. And these kids grow up way, way too fast. So, anyway. All right, let's see. So this, again, we were talking, the transition is a little bit challenging for some of the bowlers out there, trying to figure out where they should be playing. We do have a lot of first-time SYC bowlers, first-time bowlers bowling in a sport shot event.
Yes.
So there's a lot of learning going on this weekend, which is fantastic. And we were talking, Kegel does such a really great job. They're one of our sponsors. Mm-hmm. And we always tell them, the SYC is unique because you have Junior Team USA athletes, and you have bowlers that are bowling in their very first sport shot tournament ever.
Yes.
You have U12 bowlers. And everyone's bowling on the same thing. And they have to create a pattern that is challenging, but isn't going to discourage the newer bowlers from wanting to do it again.
Yeah.
So.
And we just talked about this in our upcoming evolution program about the sport conditions and everything. And basically what a challenge pattern is the ratios, meaning picture a big mound in the middle portion of the lane, and then it goes out towards the gutters and channels and gets lighter and lighter. So the ratio from the center, it's like is 3-to-1 is considered a sport shot. Now these out here are just a little bit over 3-to-1, maybe like 3.5, somewhere along that, trying to give an edge and a little bit more lax in the pattern itself. So if you do make an error, don't throw it quite as well. It's a bit forgiving along the way. But those 3-to-1 ratios can be tricky, and it's very challenging. And it's it really forces them to go back, work with their coach, execution along the way, and keep working at it. But yeah, Kegel has developed some great patterns, and it's interesting. So it's like. I would say, like, when I talk about it, it's like rice and water, right? The ratio is 2-to-1. You have to have more water than rice. So think of bowling as like 3 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. It's going to be a little bit more mushier, so it should be a little bit more forgiving. Maybe not a great example.
No.
But somewhere along ratios, right?
Yeah. That's an important factor, too, that I don't think kids think about enough, right?
No, and that's why I think like Jillian Martin is so good at what she does. She's just grown up with it so much. She's had access to that knowledge at an early age and so forth. And we try to introduce it. Yesterday in the seminar, we talked a little bit about it too, as to what the oil machine does, and now the different types of oil and the pattern and the volume, and then the services and the selection of bowling balls you have to choose from. The variables constantly change. And then you get on a pair with 5 people, and then you move to another pair that only had 4 people. How much is that variable going to change? It's a constant guessing game. And I think that the bowler that guesses the fastest is always the one that's the most successful. But it really is a bit of a guessing game.
I know Luca here. Luca's local. And he had a great game, going. He's really working hard, making a lot of spares.
Yes.
And this is one of his first events too. His first SYC, but one of his first sport shot events.
I like the no fry zone, concept. The French fries, right?
Yeah.
Don't fry. Just put the pass behind you. Keep staying.
It was shocking to me. Shannon Plahowski, who she's one of the marketing people at I Am Bowling, and Kenny Keegan actually is going to pop in the booth next game and do some commentary and talk a little bit about I Am Bowling. But Shannon came to us one tournament early on in the season, and she goes, "You guys, I don't get it, but people don't understand the term fry."
Yeah.
And so, at every event, we've started to kind of talk about it on Friday, and we have a sign now that defines fry, because I don't know what the kids call it. I guess they just call it frustration, but it's a terminology that, you don't want to do it. You will do it, right? Like
everybody does.
You're gonna get frustrated.
Even as a professional bowler, I still get fried.
Right.
Always.
But figuring out the ways to keep it under control while you're competing, right, is the key.
Yep.
Oh, what a pickup.
The 1-4-10. Well, it's the washout without the 2-pin.
Yeah, it tripped out, but you don't see it every day. And
no,
and that was the 10th frame. There was a little bit of pressure to get that a little spare there. Well, Kel, thank you for, people in the chat may not know, but you're volunteering your time being here. The athletes on our team, they volunteer to come to an SYC every year. You have, since they started, always been part of the SYC, and we appreciate you being here. And the kids love it, I think, that you're here. The parents love it. They love bouncing some stuff off of you. You are a fountain of knowledge. You are.
Well, let me say this then. Like, in the future, if I'm ever at an SYC and I'm doing a seminar or not, it's free information. I always want the kids to ask a lot of questions, as well as the parents, because it's your opportunity. If you wanted to hire me outside of this place, you can. But why not use and abuse me while I'm here? It's not going to cost you anything but some time and an investment of that time. And ask away, because that's what I'm here for. So don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Even if you wanted to write down the question, you could do that too. But if I see you at a future SYC, which will be sometime next year, I'll be passing on the next few. I've got some work obligations along the way.
Well, we only have one left this year.
Yeah.
The Coastal Classic, which moved to a different month. We tripped everyone up this year.
Yep.
But the 2024 schedule is posted, so mark your calendars for an event next year. Excuse me.
Yeah, I should be at Charlotte next year, so looking forward to getting back there.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Ethan Kraus, 234 game.
He's 100 and is that 105? 705?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back to Vision Works, Blair. My eyesight, 705.
Yeah, you come into bowling centers and you realize how bad your eyes are. So, but that was not a knock at East Providence Lanes. East Providence Lanes, you guys do a great job, and it's so well lit. Our live stream looks really good today.
It does.
Shout out to East Providence Lanes for the lighting.
Yeah, and they're as you commented yesterday, like their screens or their what do you call those in the back? I can't think of the overhead of the lanes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the planet and the atmosphere.
Oh, the masking units. Yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah, I'm in the industry. Yeah, the masking units are really neat.
Listen, I forgot ball return last game. I couldn't remember the name of like the thing the balls come out of. Yeah. Like, it's okay. We're here. It's early.
Yeah, those masking units.
Yeah.
I like the lefty. I watched him bowl yesterday. Maxwell.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Nick here figured something out again. He had a little struggle in the middle. Now he's got a turkey going into the 10th frame. Mom's watching at home. The Trentler family is going to experience balancing one youth bowler and one collegiate player because Nate aged out. And so now they're planning. They're like, okay, who's going to watch the college tournament? Who's going to watch the youth tournament? Because I'm sure there'll be some overlap this year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Micah, week 7-10 in the 10th frame.
Oh, no. Micah.
This young gentleman over here, Braden.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, his release is so powerful.
I think he's pulled an SYC before. I've seen him before. I can't remember where.
I took a video of his release. I'm just overly impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Really good. Really, really nice. All right, we're going to watch Nick here. He got another strike, and then we're going to take a very short break. As I said, I Am Bowling is our friend Kenny Keegan.
Sure.
Stepping into the booth next. Kel, I would love to have you back next. We have a few more games left of the tournament. So
I'll catch you before the weekend's over.
Yeah, the next round. You are also keeping some scores, talking to some bowlers. Parents, if you see Kelly walking around, find her, ask her a question or two. And Nick shot a 181. Andrew says, way to work through this game, Nick. Absolutely.
It's a good bailout.
That was a really good bailout. Kel, thanks again, and good luck keeping score out there. Sometimes the handwriting's a little hard.
I know. I had to ask, is that 122 or 177?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. So we will be right back with our next few bowlers. It looks like, we have some more boys coming through. The girls must be in the afternoon. So
I think so.
If you're waiting on a girl, come back later. But otherwise, stick around. We'll be back.
See you soon.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by Mr. Kenny Keegan from I Am Bowling. Welcome to the live stream in Rhode Island.
Beautiful Rhode Island. My first time to Rhode Island.
Me too. I was so excited to check off a state. How many states do you have left?
I haven't really checked that list in a while, but not many. Haven't been to Alaska.
That's a hard one to get to.
Yeah, I think this is the part of the country that I'd be missing the most.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been to Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not opposite.
That might be all I really.
That's how Leanne
left.
is too. I think if you start in the West Coast, East Coast is tricky, and then if you start in the East Coast, West Coast. Like, I have the entire West Coast left. I haven't been to Oregon.
Oh, really?
Haven't been to Washington.
You're out
haven't
there.
been
You're out
to
there.
Montana, North Dakota,
vacation.
South Dakota. Apparently, I need a West Coast vacation. But this was a little. I think you have to, and please, if you're from Rhode Island, I'm not trying to offend you, but I think you have to plan a trip to Rhode Island to go because you don't really ever need to drive through Rhode Island.
Yeah, we took a train from Boston to Philly
right
last year, and I know we went through Rhode Island, but I don't count. I don't count that because we never stopped. We just kept going. We didn't stop to see anything. So.
But your states, like you could totally do a Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. That could be a whole week,
trip.
and it's beautiful there.
Sure. I just have to pick the right time of year.
You do. Yes. Yeah. Which
I like the fall though, because the
colors. Yeah, but ironically,
because we don't see that in Vegas.
Right.
Like there's
no, there's one color in Vegas.
There's only two colors. There's green and
brown.
It's
very brown.
No in between.
Yeah. So. But ironically, normally this is a really good time for colors in the Northeast, but they've had a really warm summer.
Yeah, it looks a little late because they're not really turned that much.
Yeah. So
I remember one year I went to New Jersey, and so it was like a summit for BPA type thing.
Yeah.
And it was earlier in the year, and the colors. I stayed in Philly one night, and I drove out to Atlantic City. The colors were amazing.
Yeah.
It was like 45 minutes of like, wow.
Yeah,
like
beautiful.
paintings, type thing. But yeah, I noticed that yesterday. I was like,
it's green.
Really not changed yet, just starting.
Yeah, we drove from. I actually flew into Boston. We drove to Rhode Island, and it was very green. And I'm like, this is not what I was expecting at all. But
I haven't looked at a map yet. I'm very confused as to where I'm at. So I haven't really. I'm pretty good with geography, but I never looked at a map. So,
I had to do it. It's funny you say that.
Because people are saying, "Oh, you should go to Newport. You should go to Boston." And they're like west, east, and I'm like, "Really? All these things are all over?" Like,
yes, you do need to look at a map. I also did a little history lesson, and I will mention the bowlers in a minute as we finish our Rhode Island tour guide.
We'll bowling.
Yeah. But I actually had to do. Not only did I have to look at a map when I was in Boston, and I saw my aunt and uncle who are from north of Boston, and I even at dinner told them I'm going to Rhode Island. Is that north or south? And they're like, Blair. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but not only did I have to go back to 7th grade geography, I had to go look at American history because we went to Newport, and I'm like, I could not figure out Rhode Island. I'm like, what? This has to be one of the earliest states, but I couldn't remember what order that it all happened.
Yeah.
And then this was one of the 13 colonies.
We
went way back.
It's funny you say that because we saw on the first time we drove here to the center.
Yeah.
There was like a restaurant or a pub or something.
Yeah.
And it said 1760 or something.
Yeah.
And Kathy was like, "Yeah, that can't be." And I was like, "Oh no,
it is
1600s this is well within the 1600 range
100%.
because like Boston's kind of where it started.
Yep.
And then so this is right here.
Yeah, this is it. Like and Rhode Island. When I did my little history Google, thank you Google for inventing this little thing called
you didn't have
search.
to go to an encyclopedia.
No, I didn't. But Rhode Island was the first colony.
Really?
To break British rule. They were they were the ones. It
wasn't the Tea Party?
It wasn't the Tea Party. They were first, according to Google.
Yeah.
Now, someone in the chat that's like a history buff.
It
was. I know. No, I was actually on a Rhode Island site, like a Rhode Island history site.
Probably true.
And what Rhode Island?
Because I heard Wikipedia, you could.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You edit.
You can actually post things.
Yeah,
that are
it's
untrue.
not. Yeah. No, Wikipedia is done. But Rhode Island was resistant to Boston because Boston was still following the religion from England.
Yeah, right.
And Rhode Island was like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to do this other religion. And so they were the first ones to kind of break off, and then it all kind of, then you can go to American history and finish what I've started for you. And now we'll talk about the bowlers. Okay, so we got Gunnar here, Matthew Sundberg, Sammy Argula, I think, Peyton Bray, and Tim Doan. East Providence Lane is checking my prescription, and I need to go back to the eyeglass doctor. That's what I'm learning.
It's pretty small rating.
Yeah, but no, it's good. East Providence Lanes is great. I love it here. So, see. Now, what we've experienced, Kenny, I know you've been kind of in the middle of the bowling center. That's where the I Am Bowling gear table is set up.
I have seen nothing down there.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit of a tight concourse.
Yeah.
And so when we have that, people use the front of our table as a chair. And so there's a wall of people.
Do they at least buy a T-shirt before they
some do.
Really?
Some do.
Yeah.
Sometimes some I think feel guilty afterwards and buy something. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it is a tight concourse, but so short pattern. It started off really strong. I'm like, whoa, the scores are high for a short pattern, and then transition hit, and transition has proven to be a little tricky. As the bowlers move left, it's getting flatter and flatter and flatter for them.
Sure.
And it's getting more and more tricky. If they miss a little left, it's gone.
These kids are so heavy-handed.
Yeah.
It's not, these patterns don't play like they would for normal human beings.
True.
You know?
Yeah. And we do have a lot of first-time SYC bowlers in the field, which is fantastic. We love that. Bowlers still getting to know sport shot conditions,
sure.
which can be
the whole concept of moving right on a short pattern and moving in on a long pattern.
Yeah,
it's
using a big ball on a short pattern, which goes against everything you think, right?
It's what bowling has always been. Whatever you're thinking, you should do the opposite.
Absolutely. Nice little spare by Tim.
Yeah.
I don't like sleepers ever, but especially not on a short pattern. Do you like that little sleeper pin back there?
I like it more than the bucket.
Oh, true that.
I've spent a lot of my career with buckets. It's not my I finally just came to the realization that hard and straight at the bucket and just pray.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's,
I like that.
Like hooking it into the bucket. No more, no longer a good thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the sleeper's okay.
Yeah.
When you're throwing it really bad, you end up with a sleeper on the other side of the rack, and that's really bad. So
it's really
bad. Because if you're throwing it bad, the concept of standing way left and trying to hook into that is even worse.
Yeah.
So
I
had a few of those at the senior masters. It was like, pretty good sign I'm not throwing it very well because I'm leaving the 3-9. Like that's not good.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling. I do. I don't bowl anymore, so I get it. I actually in league, youth bowlers, I respect you incredibly, and I have hung up my shoes after watching you how many years at the Storm Youth Championships, because I was going for the 3-6-10 in league.
Oh.
And I was standing all the way to the left.
Yep.
I was using a spare ball, and I hit where the 4-pin would be.
That's why you hung it up?
Yeah. that was my sign of A, I do not practice anymore. B, my swing plane
might be a little out of whack.
Yeah. And it was just not. So I'm gonna watch the youth bowlers bowl and cheer them on. Like Jack Pearson over here on 51.
There's an amazing amount of talent. It's really incredible.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about I Am Bowling. You guys have been with us since 2017. You give so much to the SYC, and we appreciate you guys being part of it. And what's happening? What's happening at I Am Bowling? What's new?
We're kind of the same story as when we were in Reno. Our moving the company is the big.
Oh yeah, how's the move? When's the move finished?
Well, the move's not going to start until November.
Okay.
So they're doing some tenant improvements right now.
Okay.
And Clark County, Nevada is very slow at giving permits these days. So
they have this little thing called F1 coming. Is that slowing everything down?
The whole city's under construction, or at least there's cones making it look like there's construction.
I like
traffic has been a nightmare. I think I told you yesterday.
I love this story.
Whoever owns the company that makes cones is a billionaire.
And
they have to be.
I love your story about just the guy moving cones. Like some guy.
I'm convinced. There's a main drag like over by our business that we drive along there, and it's like, okay, so the cones, this lane's blocked off, the left lane's blocked off. Tomorrow the right lane's blocked off. But there's no evidence that anything ever happened. So I'm convinced that there's a crew of people that just, like, they have nothing to do, and they're like, well, we can't sit around and do nothing, so let's go move the cones. let's change the traffic pattern.
I love this.
It's crazy, and it's all over the city. Like over by, like we don't live that far from the new Durango Resort.
It's getting built. I mean, there's so much construction in Vegas.
The Strip is a mess because of the Formula One. They have to repave all that because I guess they have to repave the entire wherever the track is within 6 months of the event.
It's amazing.
And they're clearly waiting to the last minute because we have season tickets for the Golden Knights.
Oh yeah.
And we exit onto the Strip, the way where we're parked.
Yeah.
And I mean that's not a good road. I mean that's if Formula One goes down that road, it's gonna be a little bumpy.
Yeah.
I mean that's.
Now, did you watch any of the Netflix Drive to Survive show at all? I think it's Drive to Survive. Is that the name of it? Anyway, the F1.
I just kind of learned about Netflix about 2 months ago.
Oh man,
so
you've been missing out.
Yeah, so I got through the Lincoln Lawyer.
Okay.
And now I'm currently watching Bloodline.
Okay, I haven't watched either of those,
So,
but I will tell you
I'm intrigued. Like these flights, I just keep on going to the next
downloading.
one.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah.
So I recommend, because I think Netflix, their documentaries are fantastic. Their series are good, but they have whoever is in charge of the Netflix documentary division.
Yeah.
Kudos, because they do a good job. So they have F1, Drive to Survive, Breakpoint, which is tennis, and what's the Full Swing is golf. And so what they do is they go out and follow the players in these sports.
There's one called Quarterback.
Oh, is that football?
That's a football one. So
right.
they followed Mahomes, Cousins, and the Hawaiian kid. I always forget his name. Played for, I think he played for Oregon in college.
Not Tua.
Not Tua.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I think he won the Heisman.
Yeah.
That's how dumb I am. I can't remember. Anyways, great documentary. I mean, they went through the whole season.
Yeah.
And so you get to know them as people,
right,
as opposed to just on the field.
So I would recommend you probably have some flights coming up, or maybe you're just at home. I don't know. Who knows? F1, the Formula One one, since you're in Vegas. I think there's 3 seasons, but it's fascinating to learn about the sponsors of Formula One. Yeah. And they follow, like, in the first season, it's all about Red Bull, because Red Bull's one of the companies that makes the cars, and then they're following like it's fantastic.
What's this one called?
I think it's Drive to Survive.
Okay. Well, even if I type in like
Drive
Grand Prix or
something,
F1,
some Formula One, it's anyone in the chat.
I'm trying to figure out the business model of Netflix because there's no commercials, and so is that $19.99 that I'm paying? Is that really paying for all this?
I don't know.
Like how do you film these movies and shows?
If you've been with Netflix for a while, they used to have DVDs. They would actually mail DVDs to your home. And that was the beginning. And then they started this subscription model. They were the first. So I don't know.
Really, the reason why I got on my radar is because I keep getting these messages that my kids are at college, and it says someone in Omaha is trying to watch your Netflix thing, and I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? Like Sean knows my login, but I guess now they're like,
I'm a new subscriber because of that. Thank you, Netflix, for finally cutting me off of my dad's Netflix, because I got that message too, like, you are not at the correct IP address.
Right.
So I don't know.
So I got
now,
one in Philly and one in Omaha, but so far so good.
You're good.
Yeah.
So I don't understand
because
other
we
people,
get a message that says, "Is this correct?" And we hit yes.
Oh, so my dad is not hitting yes on me. That's the man. Because now what I do,
the owner of the account has to agree to that.
What I do know is that my little sister in Chicago is able to use the account, and I am not.
It's all about favoritism, Blair. It's all about.
It all comes out, Dad. If you're watching, I know what's going on now. He's like, you are almost 33. No,
sorry, Blair's dad.
No, you're out. Although in his defense, I didn't try that many times because I'm always like, I'm cognizant of like, I don't want to force him to pay more on accounts, and I don't know if it's gonna up his bill.
Right.
So I am a responsible 30-year-old still trying to use my dad's stuff. Trying to make it sound better.
Responsibly trying to use someone else's assets.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to bill you more. I just want to use it.
Right.
I think it's fair. Oh man! So Mrs. Trentler's in here to bring us back to bowling. She says, "Go Aiden Watts."
We've been yakking here, and Sammy's got the front five.
I know. Well, I was jinxing bowlers earlier, so this is my new strategy: not talking about bowling.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to help you out, kids. But yeah, Sammy's doing well. Aiden over here is doing well.
The last time I think it was Wichita. We were there, and one of the kids shot 300.
Yes. Yeah. So see, maybe it's you. You are the magic.
I doubt that.
You are not the black cloud. You're the opposite. You're the fluffy, happy cloud.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends.
Oh, man. I love it. All right. So Sammy here. Sammy has a cool jersey on, too. Oh, unfortunately, not an I Am Bowling jersey. We need to talk to Sammy.
It's all right. It's a local competitor.
Okay. All right. There's so many jersey companies out there now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting all this. I'm getting the last year or so. I've been getting people thanking me for being the godfather of jerseys, and I was like, "What does that even mean?"
The godfather of jerseys.
That's what they were from. I'm like, why am I the godfather?
I mean, you are in the right mobster state going on.
I had this Pharrell Williams. I saw him at Bowl Expo.
Pharrell. Okay.
And he says, "Hey, I started my own apparel line." I'm like, "Great." And he was like, "No, seriously, like you're the godfather of all this. Like you paved the way for us. Like you opened it up and got it all going." And I'm like, "I don't think this is a complimentary thing." And he was like, "No, it really is, man. I want to thank you." I'm like, "But every shirt you sell, I can't sell. So you're saying I'm like the god? I don't know. It sounds like somehow I did something to myself."
That might be the funniest.
I was thrown up. It was at the storm party. He was there in Florida, and he was like, "Oh, that's the Godfather." I'm like, "The what?" He's the Godfather of apparel. I'm like, "I don't want to be the Godfather of apparel. I want a few people to stop selling it." That's
a new one.
I was a little thrown off.
But I will tell you, there was a bowler, Maxwell Benware, I think. He is wearing an SYC jersey, which we need to take the picture this afternoon. I forgot this morning. Okay. He's wearing the light blue one. I forget which tournament it was, but it has that like white and then there's that blue design. It looks a little Hawaiian, but not Hawaiian.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a really cool design. He has matched it with the perfect blue pants, and we were like, "Wow, best dressed on this pair today."
Yeah.
So these kids. I don't know if you're the godfather of apparel, but
I don't think so.
You are.
I just thought it was very weird when they said that.
I will tell you that.
But I was talking to these guys.
You have dressed up bowling.
I was talking to Mike and Alex here last night, and they were like, "Yeah, like when you guys started, like you opened up all those doors because High Five really was only doing the PBA."
Yeah, it's true.
And I was like, "Well, I wasn't doing it thinking that was wasn't really that wasn't the goal."
Well, and I remember.
But yeah, to your point, there is a lot of companies. A lot.
There are, and what I like too, though, is, and I don't know if every company does this, but what I really love about I Am Bowling is you do have graphic designers on staff who are constantly creating new designs. You have hundreds of designs that people can choose from. Because when I was a kid, I remember when I joined my little, it wasn't little, it's the JTBA, but my local tournament group, we got a little piece of paper because you were forced to wear a JTBA polo back in the day. And that was the only thing you could wear in JTBA.
Embroidered.
Yeah, embroidered. And it was, here, pick your color. And it was like 15 colors, and that's all you could do. And then you could get another polo, but you had to have your name on the back. And so, yeah, these kids are very, very lucky because they get to show off their style. They get to have some more color. Some of them may be more, like, subtle.
And as you notice, there's no embroidered apparel being worn.
It's gone. Polos are, well, it's not gone. Yeah, yeah.
If you go to the senior tour, it's still hanging in there.
Yeah, like the whole like name on the back. Like what's the name? You got that
the
like
placard thing?
Yeah, and you would pin it on with safety pins. I did that one time because you were forced.
There was actually a very prominent senior bowler at the Senior Masters that we approached.
Yeah.
Brian Goebel.
Oh yeah.
And he's wearing an embroidered shirt, and so Brian Cooper approached him, and he says, "Hey," he goes, "that's a really nice shirt you're wearing there and everything.
Yeah.
Love to give you a couple jerseys just to, and he was like, I don't bowl that much, and it's not that big of a deal. And love to give you a jersey or two,
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah.
But it's funny because it is a little more prominent out there. And, part of it is, and we talk about this all the time, we haven't done a good job fixing it, but, it's demographics.
Yeah.
The kids, they love wild and crazy. I mean, look at all the designs here. Wild and crazy is in. Right?
Oh, yeah. They love it.
If you're like my age group, they want something a little more conservative,
right?
So we now do some solid colors.
Yeah, because even
look at some like basic color blocks and stuff.
I mean, I'm in that range where I don't know. I think it may be your confidence level a little bit too, because when you're a kid, you don't care. Like you are confident. You come in, you're like, I don't care if I'm flashy. I got this. I can own it. Yeah. When you're my age, I'm like, I don't want a jersey anyone's looking at. I want to fade into the back. Don't watch me bowl, please. Like, if I can not have a name on the back,
I have an all bowling pin one, just all bowling pins.
Yeah.
So I wore it at Brad Edelman has a senior team classic this week, and it ended yesterday. And so I was over there. We were selling merchandise, and one of the wives was like, "Now that's a bowling shirt."
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I do have to put on my big boy pants sometimes with some of these shirts because it's like, okay, can I really pull this off?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little out there.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad had a good rule when I was playing softball, because I don't know if this is still a thing. Back in the day, the spray painted helmets was a cool thing.
Oh yeah.
So you could have your name on the side and have a design, like something you like to do, or it could just be softball. I actually know someone
that still does straight up graphic arts. Like he spray paints helmets for racing teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all custom stuff.
Yeah.
He gets paid a bunch of money, and it does amazing work.
Yeah. Well, my dad's rule for me was you're not getting a spray painted helmet until you stop striking out. He's like, I'm not doing that. So go to the batting cages, go get a coach, go do something, because you're not getting one of those helmets.
That would be a horrible thing here at the SYC if performance was the graduator to a nice jersey.
Yeah, I don't know. That was my dad's.
There would be some new bowlers wearing embroidered shirts.
Maybe it's what you need if you.
No, I think that they.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey,
I think they need to.
More jerseys.
They need to express themselves. Not even that. Just express yourself.
Yeah, no, it's true. But it was that was the rule.
I wholeheartedly like. There obviously there's right in front of us. There's shirts being worn that are bought from our competitors.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it's just design. You know? The kids see a design they like, and they go and they get mom and dad to buy it.
Well,
I don't take it personally because I can't have every design.
That's what I was just gonna say. You can't compete with designs because it's like anything. If someone takes your design, you're gonna call that company and be like, "Hey, by the way, I don't know if you saw this jersey over here, but that's my design, right?" And and then
we haven't made that phone call, but there are some that they are doing that.
And you see it, and you're like, "Excuse me," like.
It goes back to the Godfather thing. It's just a compliment, right?
Yeah,
right?
That's funny. You're the Godfather. I just love it. Oh my gosh, you should make a Godfather.
I should
themed
do like
jersey.
I should make up like a God. Yeah.
Yeah, the Godfather.
Maybe on the back of my sash collar. Godfather, the Godfather of jerseys.
That's it.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm way too humble to.
I'm just saying that
I'm not going out there claiming anything.
Yeah, but you could play on it because you're in. I mean, I've heard in Las Vegas. See, now I'm becoming a tour guide again. But in Las Vegas, the Mob Museum I've heard is fantastic.
I heard that. We still haven't been.
You live there. I know you have no time. You know you're running a couple of businesses because we've talked about
where do you live?
Bowling. Yeah, here, Utah. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Like, have you been everywhere?
I
mean, you're from Columbus.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Have you been to all the things?
No, that's true.
Like the tourists would go to?
No,
There's
good
some
point.
things you just
good
don't
point.
go to.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So, but I have heard it's good, and we've
Yeah.
talked about. Kathy and I are like, maybe one on a Saturday we should like wander over there and check that out.
I've heard it's fantastic.
I heard it was really good.
Yeah, and I've heard everyone that's gone is like it. You learn in it too because
Probably.
you didn't know stuff. But anyway, yeah, I feel you. I get it. Even in Rhode Island, like people that are living here, they're like, yeah.
Well, it's just fun. Like I grew up in Southern California, so people are like, "Oh, you go to Disneyland?"
Yeah.
We would go like once a year when I was growing up.
Right.
That's
Well,
it. Once a year, it's right there.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get
it's
that.
It's expensive for us too.
Right.
I mean, it's It's,
yeah. I mean, even our Columbus Zoo's rated like top in the world, and I only went a handful of times. So yeah, I get it. It's everything's expensive. So we talked about IM Bowling. You also have K&K Bowling Supply. Wait, bowling
services.
Bowling services.
Yep.
Great company you got out there. You got a few pro shops.
Yeah, we got 4 in Las Vegas. So we're in our 24th year of business. So we just had a meeting about that. I was like, you realize we're 6 months away from beginning our 25th year.
Oh.
And it's like, wow, 25. That's a lot.
And you could make some like 25th anniversary stuff.
Well,
right?
I told them we're going to use the whole year rather than waiting for our 25th anniversary. Why don't we just
totally.
This is Kathy and my 30th year of marriage.
Aw,
like in next June is our 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Why wait? Why wait?
It's
our
the 30th year. That's amazing.
So
that's fantastic.
So that's our plan. Our plan is to do that, and
I love it. Well, and where are your shops located if anyone is watching? And
we're inside the Boyd Gaming property.
There's
so
a few bowling
we're
tournaments
inside
that
of
come out to Vegas.
the Sun Coast, Samstown, Gold Coast, and Orleans.
Nice.
Most tournaments are in the last 3 there, the Gold Coast, Orleans, and Samstown. Sun Coast is kind of the big league house in town.
Yeah.
So there's a few events a year, but mostly league bowling.
Well, and you might pick up some extra next year because of that little Super Bowl thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a few things that are, I think it's the cones. This is the construction of the cones, I think.
Yeah, this is the cone year.
And then the Grand Prix, I thought, I guess I'm just a little behind the times. I thought it was like a one-time thing, but they signed a 10-year contract. It's the next 10 years.
Well, I would assume it wouldn't be 1 year, but I didn't know it was 10.
Well, when I saw the grandstands, because our grandstand thing is it's like a pit thing and like this complex. When I saw that, I was like, that's way too much to build for 1 year. Like
now,
it's a massive.
Okay, hold on, because I was told this grandstand thing is blocking the Bellagio fountains.
It's not near that. It's on Koval.
Okay.
It's behind.
Someone told me something's
It's behind
blocking.
the east side of the strip.
Okay.
So I haven't been down there.
Okay.
But I heard they took all the trees out in the front of the Bellagio. I think they're putting grandstands in there.
Yeah, I heard that,
So that would block the fountain.
But if they can't block the Bellagio fountains, can they? Vegas, Las Vegas. I'm now talking to you. Is it possible?
Yes, if they give them enough money, they will let. Well, I'm sure you could walk behind the fountain and still see it.
That's game changing in Vegas. Everyone goes and sees the Bellagio fountains.
There's some really nice places to see the fountain. Like if you go to like the Paris Hotel,
oh yeah, that's true.
The Eiffel Tower,
that's
like
true.
you have dinner.
Right,
I mean, it's expensive, but a couple times we've gone there, and I mean the fountain's is beautiful from the
Above.
seventh floor. It's beautiful.
All right, Vegas. I'll give you a pass.
But no, when you're driving by, I don't think you're going to see it, which kind of a bummer because in that part of the strip there's a lot of traffic. So usually you get to at least watch the show.
Yeah.
And now you're going to stare at some metal bleachers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, good luck. Tim, I think, is confused because he turned around and left only the head pin, and the head pin fell forwards when he had turned his back. And I think he was asking, he's like, did I really strike? You did actually strike Tim. It did happen. When you go back and watch, you can see it. He's laughing it off. Yeah, I don't think Tim's very happy with that game, but he grinded through. I mean, he got a 171. This is the transition stuff we were talking about. Yeah. I don't want to be bowling right now. I'm happy sitting back here because it looks hard.
So Sammy went front 5, spare, strike. Some kind of split he picked up, strike.
Yeah, I mean, Sammy likes it. Sammy's good.
259 here.
Yeah.
Possible.
We had Frankie next to us. He shot 217. Aiden Watts is having a great game. Aiden here. That's a turkey.
Yeah. He just put himself over 200.
Yep.
So there are some scores out there.
It is possible.
I know they've had a lot of events here too. So Kegel probably has some pretty good data and topography and everything here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, Blair, I think we've talked the least amount of bowling that I've ever. All the times I've been in the live stream.
We're not talking about bowling anymore. I was jinxing everyone. It's my new strategy. Literally, I would mention a kid's name and it was Big Four. I'm like, okay, whatever. I give up. I'm like, I'm gonna leave. There's enough people here. I could just leave.
Sammy's got first one in the 10th.
See, we talk about bowling. And we get 8.
And he's got that, your favorite with the sleeper. I bet he covers it up easy, though.
Come on, Sammy. You got goodies with me, though. He didn't like the sleepers either. I just, on a sport pattern, it's just not what I want to see. But Sammy's got this. I have faith in him.
I think so.
Try not to jinx you, Sammy.
And you can tell it's not his first 230 or 240.
Oh, no.
He seems very calm and...
He's another one that I think would like one of your subtle designs. He's a little more subtle on the lanes.
He's got it covered. Easy.
Yeah, Sammy, can you teach me how to do that? I need a lesson.
You really haven't been bowling?
Oh no, I have not. I don't know what has happened. I am bowling league. I do. I actually have bowled almost every week of league. This was my first week I missed.
So you haven't bowled in any kind of competitive setting?
No, the last one I bowled the Lucy, and that might be my last professional. Zeke Bait.
Oh, okay.
I bowled.
You guys grew up together,
We
right?
did. Yeah, we grew up together. But I just don't think I'm gonna bowl anymore. I'm gonna bowl nationals. Okay. I like bowling the national tournament with my team, my friends.
There's a strike. All right, 9.
Good job, Sammy.
Yeah, nice game.
All right. Well, Kenny, I would love for you to come back in tomorrow for a game on the last.
Let me know what game you want.
I might have to text you because we're down at the 60 lanes in the center. It's a walk, but I'll text you tomorrow.
It's an adventure to get down here, so I left early.
Yeah, yeah. But thanks again, and thank you for all that you do for I Am Bowling and for the SYC. You're going to give some random scholarships away, which was always fun because the kids are like, what'd I do? How'd I get this? Like, you freak them out.
We pulled your name out of the hat.
Yeah, it's great. So anyway, thanks for being here.
If
you are here, check out the I Am Bowling gear table, and we're gonna take a short break. And it looks like we might have the ladies are making their way down to the live stream. We've had all the young men get through.
Skipping two or three pairs.
Yep, skip 2. I think this game they might be skipping 3. So this is the 5th game. We got one more game. But we will be right back, and I'm going to see who we're going to bring in for Game 5.
All right. Cool. See you guys.
All right, we are back. I'm joined again by Kelly Kulik, who's hydrating. I handed her a water and then went live. Sorry.
Hydrating.
It's important.
It is.
Shout out to
extremely.
hydration.
We're made up of 80% water. Why not give us more? I think 80%.
I think so. All right, so who are we watching? We got Sierra Archangel. She's awesome bowler. Bowled up quite a few SYCs.
Yeah, I like her release.
Yep. Amelia Lemonowitz. I am
Lemonowitz?
butchering names. Jocelyn Smith. Liana
Lucchesi.
Thank you. And Morgan Klein. I got Morgan Klein. That's the one I'm confident about in Sierra. Sierra always has some beautiful jerseys. All these girls, they up their game.
I like the kids' jerseys. I always like to see their personalities come through with the jerseys that they're wearing. And there are some special ones out there.
All right, let's see Amelia. Amelia's stepping up. These girls work hard on their games. I've seen their names at SYCs. They're always trying to learn and get better. And nice shot by Miss Amelia. Sometimes they fill out their bios too, because I don't know why, but the U18 girls fill out their bios and the U18 boys don't. Not calling them out. It's just a fact.
Does that mean the girls do their homework and the boys don't?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying per facts, I have girls' bios and I don't have boys' bios. Although I don't have Liana's. Let's see if I have Jocelyn's. I don't have Jocelyn either. What is going on with my bios this weekend? No one's filling them out. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm texting one of the places I'm going to do a Hall of Fame speech at in a clinic, so we're just getting some last-minute details. I'm multitasking as usual.
It's okay. It's fine. I am going to pull up, because we showed earlier the
Micah video?
Little Micah video.
Who do we got next?
I got a little Morgan video, and she's on this pair. I just have to find it.
Yes. I spoke to her mom. I was passing through. There she is. She'll be up here shortly.
Yeah.
She's battling some arm issues and some hand issues.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so she's not 100%. Mom and Dad said she's not giving up or quitting. She's just grinding through it. So we'll see what happens. But you can see she's got tape on her wrist, just below her elbow. She's a fighter. She also came back when she had that hand issue a year and a half ago. So let's see. Ball's in front of the shoulder. I worked with her timing in the past. Gets it in the swing really, really early.
Oh,
nice
great
flat
shot.
10. Yep.
Do you want to go back in time now?
I do.
We'll go back in
I
time.
do,
Here's little Morgan. Is that not awesome?
The catch-up split.
Yeah, so that was Morgan back in 2018.
Is that Reno?
It was in Reno, yep. And look how much her game has changed.
Look how much she's grown.
And you know, that's the thing. When you get your youth bowler involved in the SYCs, it may not feel, you're like, man, it just feels like we're just going to these tournaments and they are getting better. You can see it.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
When you see videos like that, you definitely see the improvement. Amanda Morris, another one that's bowled quite a few SYCs. You see her off to lane 48. And these youth bowlers, especially this age group, Morgan is close to announcing what college program that she's going to be going to. Malia, I know, is doing some college searches. I'm sure Sierra is. This is the group that they're finding their next home on the lanes.
Home away from home.
Yeah, which is what college bowling's all about. Finding a home place. shot. Just hooked a little bit too much on the back.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be slowing down. I do think the asymmetric bowling balls might be good. I spoke to one of the players. It's 38 feet, right? So we've got 22 feet left of the headpin, which means there's going to be hook down the lane, right? Even with urethane going down the lane, it might seem tighter, but it still should have enough abundance of hook to get the ball back to the pocket. 38 feet, you can't miss left. So you have to find a way to create more shape going inside and out. Use more of the lane, the body of the lane, to go inside and out, or for the right-handers, left to right. Let the ball just slow down the middle portion of the lane. And again, it doesn't seem like it's a very high scoring pattern. Of course, we've seen some good games from 240s and 250s. But this is when you want to control the pocket, look to catch the double or the three-bagger for that 220, 230 game, and move on to the next pair.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a hard mindset to accept, right? You know, everyone wants to shoot that big game. Everyone wants to strike and string them along, but see what the lane is giving to you and analyze it, make a choice, make a decision, and go with it.
Miss Morgan again. Here we go. Now, you said she's injured? Her arm?
Her hand is bothering her. Mom, I passed Mom along the way. She said her shoulder's a little bit sore.
Okay. Bummer.
Her hand is a little having issues.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Her release looks good. I'm just surprised because she's powering through the injury.
She is. She is powering through. It's nice that we finally get to see the ladies.
Yes. Yeah, I said I didn't think we were going to get to the young ladies this afternoon, or this morning, but they did. They made it game 5.
Now we're bowling on, like you said, the medium, and next in the afternoon block, when we come back this afternoon, we'll be bowling on medium.
Yeah, and you know what is interesting, and this is something that's different than a junior gold type of event. So because we've been sitting here, we know that there have only been U15 and U18 boys bowling on this group of lanes.
Yes.
And the ladies are following them.
Yes.
And so now they're hitting this pair that probably has either more transition, maybe some urethane, something different than they've seen if they're only bowling with ladies, right?
Exactly, and I think that's what's going to make these bowlers even better as the older they get and the more continuous they bowl these type of events, because very seldom do you have the boys crossing with the boys only, and the girls crossing with the girls. It's most likely that's what's happening. Girls with girls, boys with boys. Now you're getting both genders crossing with each other, and as you said, the young men have a higher rev rate. They change direction a lot more. They use more urethane. So yeah, they get I call it funky.
Yeah,
the lanes are gonna get funky.
It should be a song.
Yeah.
Bowl Metrics, our scoring system, is in the chat. Ted, welcome to the conversation. But he said, per Kelly's comments, this block is averaging 170 for the field, not as high as some, but certainly scoring higher than the short block at SYC Reno this year, 158.3. I would love to see the SYC Wisconsin too, Ted, because I think that one was lower too on the short pattern.
Oof.
That one was brutal. Ashwaubenon, you bowled there.
I did. I like Ashwaubenon bowl. I've bowled good in that building many times. I like that center.
You know what happened though? The lanes got leveled in January because they have some big events coming.
Yes.
So the SYC was the first tournament to put down a short pattern at Ashwaubenon again.
Yeah.
And even Matt Orvis was watching and he goes, wow, that's playing a little different than normal. So leveling lanes can make a difference.
Yeah, I bowled really good in the center part of that house, and the match play would always be on the high end. And I made a few shows there. I had a lot of success there. Just missed the Players' Championship the one year. My ankle injury occurred that season. But yeah, the proprietor,
the
awesome. Volunteers, the people in that area. Then of course you drive 2 miles away and you're looking at Green Bay Packers Stadium.
Yeah,
that's a pretty view.
Yeah, it reminded me. I actually told Michael here that he reminds me a lot of Matt. He kind of has the same feeling when you come into the bowling center. It's a tournament center. He likes the traditional bowling. He likes leagues. He likes tournaments. He wants people to have a great time. He has fun with his staff. Like, I'm like, do you know Matt Orvis? And he's like, no. And I'm like, you guys, like, if you ever are together, you should hang out because you guys are like the same people. So, Matt, I'm making you a new friend.
Everybody has a twin, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I back at Green Bay? Like it's not as like Green Bay is such a unique community because of the Packers. I think like everyone feels like family.
Yes.
But even in Rhode Island, I feel like everyone's kind of this is a community hub too, and I don't know. I'm making friends for people.
It was a funny story. The one year I think it might have been the Players Championship for the Queens. But that's when what is it? Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
3 came out or
Yeah.
2 where the Green Bay Packers had their own little acapella section and everything, and everyone was running off to the movie theater to watch the Green Bay Packers in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
That was kind of cute. I think that was number 2.
Yeah, I love it.
Might have been number 2.
Bullmetrics says SYC Wisconsin 2023 short averaged 160. So Reno was the lowest, but Wisconsin was top too.
Yeah. And like you said, 170 here.
Yep.
As I said, I've seen some good scores along the way, but think about that. If scoring pace is 170 and you're shooting 180, you're above the average of the field.
I always say, like, you know, the kids, obviously you want to strike, but if you're shooting 180, 190 on a short pattern, don't hit the panic button. You are solid. Like, stay, like, because this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
So you just want to have, you know, we talk about Micah a lot, and I still need to look up this fact, but Micah, I believe, and this is not a stat that he isn't probably happy with it currently, but when he's older and can look back on it, he might like it. I think he's come in second more than anybody at the SYC. And what he also does is he never really gets medals on individual patterns, but he'll make it back into the overall medal. Yeah. So he's very consistent across patterns.
Yes.
But sometimes, and I haven't looked at scores today, so I'm not really sure. He might be killing it on the short because he was bowling pretty well. But he's just a very steady bowler. He doesn't have the highs and lows normally.
I think in the professional level, too. I mean, obviously there are the most talented and most versatile players that make telecasts on every variety of patterns. But there's certain ones that people will dominate over the course of the season. You look at short patterns and look at the women that bowl good on short and the men that bowl good on short, long patterns, who bowls good on. You'll see the same people making the same shows on those lengths over the course of the season. But then as they start to learn how to bowl on other patterns, Jason Belmonte, and here's a prime example, he did not make the show a lot on the short. Did not. His angles were a little bit more left to right. They weren't straight in front of him. Urethane came back into play. Next thing you know, he's making the TV shows on the short.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's patterns you're going to bowl great on. There's patterns you're going to bowl good on. And there's patterns you have to learn to bowl good on.
Yep.
And keep getting better over the course of your career.
Looks like so we have some pairs getting done, so they're asking where to put the score sheets. So
not in your bowling bag.
Yeah, we actually had someone take a score sheet home one time.
Yep.
They were in the car. I was announcing, I'm like looking for the score sheet, and they had accidentally put it in a purse.
That happens.
It does.
I can honestly see that.
Yeah. But it never happened for it, and I'm like, man. And they were like gone. It was like after round 3, and they were like an hour away already. And I'm like, can you just take a picture so we like can confirm this? Like, so they did. They sent me a picture of it. Nice shot by Jocelyn there for a double.
What's your? We've only been here, 2-3 days here, Blair, so far. What's your favorite part of Rhode Island? What have you witnessed so far?
Man, I don't know. I'm a big American history lover. I like the history of things.
Okay.
So whenever I come to the East Coast, I just like it because it's so historical. Like, you can be driving around and just like
a lot of wars over here.
Yeah, like bump around into stuff. Like, but I just like, putting what you learn in school to like, oh, I get it now. But
13 original colonies.
Exactly. Like, I forgot that Rhode Island was one of the original colonies, and I looked that up. But I do like that it's all surrounded by water.
Mm-hmm.
I really do like the kind of vibe of Rhode Island. I will say, anyone that's listening, and if you've never been to Rhode Island, Kenny Keegan sat in here. It's his first time in Rhode Island. Mike Sinnick's first time in Rhode Island. My first time.
Second for me.
Second, yeah.
Well, third, yes.
But I think if you're looking for a place to take a vacation, this would be a very relaxing place to come.
Sure.
And vacation. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far. I like the people. I like how you can get around. Newport was very cool the other day.
That was nice. I wish we could have spent a little bit more time down there, kind of taking in some of that vibe.
Yeah.
But we also found out it kind of closed early. We're at the end of tourist season now.
Yeah.
The fall foliage is starting to change, the cooler weather. Kids are in school and everything, so I fully understand. But we lucked out with the weather. It was like in the mid-60s.
Yeah.
Nice temperature, and the town atmosphere seemed very accepting and inviting.
Yeah, and I can see how a place like Newport, because Gigi said, she told me yesterday, she's like, yeah, Newport during the summer is packed. And I'm like, I can see that. I can see how that's a very great place to vacation for anyone that lives in the Northeast. There's a lot of bed and breakfasts.
Yes.
Which is sweet. Like, you could stay at a bed and breakfast and wander the town. You don't really need a car. I mean, we walked to the main street, walked back to where we parked. So.
Yeah, what's the cupcake place we had to go to?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Charlie's Cupcakes or something?
That's what it was, I think. Yeah, it was. I will tell you that the cookie, I don't know if I told you this. So the cupcake was great, and I ate it last night. The cookie sandwich that they made, and they were on one of those like bake-offs, the cupcake bake-offs,
yes,
or whatever they have on the Food Network. They had this, and it was like an impulse buy, because I asked her, I'm like, what's the cookie sandwich? And it was 2 chocolate chip cookies with buttercream frosting in the middle.
Almost like a whoopie pie, but with cookies.
It was, and Mike and I split it, and when I broke it, I expected the cookies to be hard. They were the softest cookies I've ever experienced, and I can't tell you how good this cookie sandwich was.
So everyone coming to Rhode Island in future excursions, make sure you visit Charlie's Cupcakes. So we're going to get some bonus money for advertising for them.
Get the cookie sandwich.
Get the cookie sandwich on Blair.
That's my advice. Oh my gosh.
I know we're watching bowling, but it seems like I always gravitate towards food wherever I'm at.
Well, and I didn't want to eat the entire half, but I couldn't stop eating it. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So anyway, that's my advice, is get that.
Well, obviously, Rhode Island, we have a lot of seafood restaurants along the way, clam bakes. Massachusetts and Maine is known for the lobster rolls.
I did spend a little time in Massachusetts visiting family, and I had lobster mac and cheese the other day, which was delicious. But yes, lobster, all the seafood. Yeah, it's. I would come back to Rhode Island. It's a beautiful place.
Well, we have some good scores in front of us. Christian is over on 51-2. He's got the front 6. He's throwing urethane. Nice tight angle up the lane. Oh, and he leaves a stone 9-pin. Liana here had 2 in a row, 7th frame. A little bit poorly off her hand, unfortunately, leaves the 1-2-7. Malia left a stone 8 in the 5th frame. I'm just in awe of all the talent. There is, as Blair talked about too, we've kind of graduated a lot of our SYC bowlers that have been bowling since it started. Now, where I'm seeing so many new young faces that I don't recognize. Kind of neat.
Yeah, we have lost. We were doing some digging, and we did lose a lot of bowlers that started with us at the beginning, and so we have this new wave of bowlers. And if you're out there and you haven't bowled an SYC, come join us.
Yeah.
Come join the SYC family. Stephanie says we're making her hungry.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. It's just my way.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you are, we did lose, I will tell you, Josh Mislonic, who just aged out from Ohio. I wanted to give him all these years, and we didn't do it, and maybe I'll send it to his family now. I wanted to give him like a #1 SYC recruiter, because he was one of those kids that just started talking about the SYC in his back home in his little, in the JTBAs. It's not little, the youth series that's been around for a long, long time. And all these bowlers started coming from Ohio because of Josh and like what he was talking about. And so if you are a bowler that loves the SYCs, don't be afraid to share it back home with everyone and tell them everything that you love about the SYCs, and you too could be our #1 SYC recruiter.
Well, I'm going to bring up something I don't know if it's right or not, but I wonder, you think we'll ever have like a SYC Hall of Fame?
I don't know if we'll have a Hall of a Hall of Fame would be cool.
It would be. A lot of work, a lot of effort along the way.
I think we could have a Hall of Fame. I definitely. But we don't do year-end awards because of, even though it's a tour, we don't encourage people to like.
Sure.
We don't want to put that strain on the families, right?
Sure.
It's a financial commitment. And sometimes it's hard to get into an event. So we love when you're there. We love when you choose to spend the weekend with us, but we're not awarding like top average or player of the year or anything. I could totally see a Hall of Fame. The other thing we've always talked about is maybe an alumni tournament, like one.
Oh, that'd be neat. Yeah.
Anyone that's ever bowled in SYC, we welcome you to come back. And I think that would be kind of fun.
We could do it in Japan where they have the 116 lane center.
No, we would.
And then we could fit everybody in.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so I think that would sell out really quick, but it would be fun.
Yeah, or more likely it'd have to be like in Reno or Vegas where the 64 lanes are here, 60. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but starting in 2017, we are getting to the point where, we'll see like, we saw some of the bowlers actually a couple weekends ago. There was a tournament on the Northwest Tour in Utah. Some of the SYC kids have either moved from where they were, like Duncan Whitaker, who bowled a long time ago. He aged out, and he now lives in Idaho. He came down to bowl the event. Leanne and Gary saw him just walking around the mall, and it's fun. We love following what the kids do.
Yeah.
After they're done with SYCs, we love seeing what college they choose and following along in their journey. It's fun. We're a small piece. The parents do all the work.
They do. They really do. The driving, the entry on the computers,
just the support,
psychology,
here, right? Yeah.
Yep. The food, the hotels, the Airbnbs, coffee runs along the way.
Yeah, I don't think the kids realize how much work it is for the parents until they get older and they start doing it themselves, and they're like, "Oh my goodness."
I'm gonna share an SYC pet peeve. All right.
Here we go.
This is all right. So for all you youngsters and all you listeners out there, make your kids carry their equipment.
Oh, I agree.
It's very nice that you want to offer, like maybe go get a ball in the paddock or get an extra bag from the car and everything. But daggone it, they're strong. I shouldn't say what you should and should not do. I'm learning to bite my tongue. But I think it would behoove them to learn how to carry their own equipment from the bowling center to the car.
That was my dad's rule for me when I was a kid.
Was it?
Yeah, he said if you want to play, you carry it.
Yeah,
that was his. He never would carry my equipment. And at one point, there was a tournament where someone even looked at him and said, "Oh, it's so mean that you make her carry her own equipment." He's like, "No, it's not. It's her thing.
It's her job.
Yeah, like she does it.
Yep.
And if she wants to bring, 3 bags, she will figure out how to get them all in the bowling center. So
if she wants to drive the car for 3 hours while Dad sits in the back seat playing on his phone, then by all means do it, right?
Like,
or taking the nap or anything.
Yeah, but
no, I think if you're committed to the sport, you have to carry the equipment, and we all know bowling is not the lightest equipment out there.
I think flying with bowling balls might be the most annoying thing that exists.
And I think the older you get, that's what I'm starting to, not really enjoy is the lugging it, the carrying it, the loading it, the rental car, putting it in there. And then when you get on tour, I don't know if the men's the same. It was very similar to the women's, but you're only allowed a small ball limit. So if you go to a tour stop, which most typically professional bowlers have probably a minimum of 12 to 15. Some carry even more if they're driving from stop to stop. That's a luxury.
Yeah.
But you're only allowed to store 9 in the paddock.
Yep.
And I have yet, it has been a long time, other than when you're restricted to bowling balls that you can log in for that event, where I'm stuck with 9 bowling balls and I only use those 9. It's very seldom that I'm not going through 12 balls or extra balls along the way because of all the variables in the transition. So having 9, and then, I got to bring in the one in from the car because I had to take it out the night before. I got to put it under a bleacher so it's in nobody's way. I have to take it in and out. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's part of the job.
But I will say the one disclaimer on what we said, right? I agree that I think the youth bowlers should carry their own equipment. They should clean their own equipment because sometimes I see a parent cleaning a bowler's equipment. Now, here's the disclaimer. I think it shouldn't be an expectation. So if you offer, like flying in the airport is the most miserable thing with the airport, with bowling balls.
Yep.
So if you're flying, maybe putting that offer out there, like, hey, can I help you with your bowling balls, just so they don't expect it every time.
Sure.
Then I think we could maybe get, because when Leanne and I travel together, I'm always like, okay, one of us gets the bowling bags, one of us gets the car, right? And so if there's that agreement,
yes,
but it's the expectation that we don't want them to
help out
into.
along the way.
Yeah.
Ooh, the 9-pin left by Jacob. 153 can max out for 193 now. What a great shot, Jake. Really great shot, Jake. Christian's over there is on 279 pace. Keeping urethane still, keeping the ball in front of him.
Yeah.
Liana, great shot in the 10th
That
frame.
was a really good shot.
What a beautiful game she has. 9 spare, 9 spare, 4 9 spares a row. Double. The one alter off shot, 7, and she made it. It was the 1 2 10, I believe she left. Comes back with a double, and now the nice shot of the 10-pin and 10th frame. What a great game.
She's working really hard for this game.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Kelly, do you speak French?
I took it for 4 years. I can say hello, I can say goodbye, and I can do the alphabet.
Can you translate what Felipe is saying?
Moi, français du Québec, les traductions automatiques. I don't know if I said that correctly. Moi is me. Qui is in Francis du of Quebec. Transition, automatic transition. I don't know what AUF is.
Huh. All right, well, sorry. I took Spanish.
Yeah, 4 years in French, and yep, I didn't apply it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Je suis, je t'aime, Claudine.
Yeah,
My name is Kelly.
I'm kind of the same way in Spanish, too. I took it from 6th grade through my sophomore year of college, and I can understand it. I cannot speak it.
I really wish I would. I'm kind of leaning some of my athletes to say, hey, when you're in junior high or high school, if you're traveling junior team USA, you're going to travel to a lot of Latin American countries, South American countries. Spanish is the first language. I encourage it. It'd be great to have translators. Stephanie Zavala speaks it fluently. She was very helpful when we were in Lima, Peru with the women a few years ago.
I think too, if you take it, use it, right?
Yep.
Oh, he said, I'm just speaking French, but I like the bowling. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I wasn't even close.
Yeah. Welcome, Felipe. We're sorry that we're just silly Americans that only speak one language. How sad is it, too? Like, you meet people, and I'm not dissing on American. I'm American. But you meet folks that grew up in other countries. Mm-hmm. Like, we're lucky through our job to know some international players. And they learn multiple languages as children. They know English, but they know their dominant language, too. And I just feel like we're doing a disservice to ourselves not knowing other languages fluently.
Well, also, too, I think a lot of any type of profession you're going into now, if you can be bilingual, it's an asset.
Absolutely.
You're more likely to get hired because of that diversity that you have in your language and the skills you can use. One of the ladies I dance with, she's an interpreter in a courthouse. So very, very helpful.
So Liana finishes up with 212.
Nice, clean game. Very, very nice, clean game.
Great game. Morgan here ran into a bit of a struggle at the end of her game. But she can bail it out here a little bit. Yeah,
she missed that. I think she missed a 6-pin or a 4-pin. I know she missed a 10-pin.
She did miss. She missed a single
pin spare.
Okay, she got a spare.
Yep.
I was a little worried, Morgan. I don't know if you were worried, but
Christian is to the right of us, and again, he's on a 279 pace. He left the 9-pin in the 7th frame. Otherwise, he'd be working on perfection.
Man,
really great.
Christian's a great young man too, and we talked a little bit earlier when Gigi was in. Xavier Newell is bowling. Christian Mouton and Xavier met each other at the SYC in Las Vegas, I believe, one year. And they became best buddies. Their moms became best buddies. And now they start traveling together to all these tournaments.
Yeah.
And they're great young men. And I love that they made a little friendship. And now they always have a friend at a tournament. They both pick the same squad at Junior Golds. Oh, look. We have a bowler cleaning his equipment.
I love it. He must have overheard us. That's just good practice. Yeah,
Stephanie, to my point, she says when we were in Sweden, they they would greet you in Swedish, and then once they heard you speak English, they switched to perfect English. It was crazy.
Well, Swedish is a very difficult language too. So is Finnish. I think Finnish is very, very challenging.
Yeah.
And then Japanese, writing it and then speaking it as well.
Yeah. Those are the hardest languages.
Yeah. Nice shot, Christian.
Really nice. So he is on pace still for 279. We're going to see Jocelyn here. I like her game.
I do too. Her timing is a little bit later.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see her have a little bit more in sync with her swing and everything. Ball gets in the swing a little bit late, but she executes. She's more like a 5-3 or 4-3 type timing. Let's see, left foot.
I wonder if she's one that's kind of working on her timing because she does that big step at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the coach she's working with is kind of helping her along. Yeah, so.
It's very simplified. Like if you watch, your steps are kind of almost the same distance in size as well as the same tempo.
Christian 279.
Great game, Christian.
His fan club behind him.
Yeah, I can hear. I think he's back to plus, so
yeah, that's good.
That pulled him into the plus. He's 1,000 something.
All right, we're going to watch Jocelyn throw her last shot, and then we will be finished for this round. We will come back at 2:30 p.m. for the next round.
Oh, excellent shot.
Really nice. Great way to end it.
Good job, Jocelyn.
We'll be back on the medium pattern for 5 more games this afternoon, starting at 2:30. So if you're watching, take a little lunch break.
Yeah.
And then join us for 5 more games this afternoon. Kelly, thanks for joining us again this weekend.
Sure.
You'll be back this afternoon.
At some point.
Yes.
Check out the scores on Bowl Metrics, see who's leading. And medium pattern coming up this afternoon. I think it's 42 feet.
Yeah. So until this afternoon, we will see you later.
This has been a live stream presentation of the 2023 SYC Rhode Island. The 2023 SYC season would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors. Storm Bowling, I Am Bowling, PBA Junior, Kegel, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowl Metrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.